What's going on, everybody? Yes, 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 yes. What's up? Sorry about that. Some technical difficulties or whatever you want to call it. I'm not even sure. But salute, salute, salute. Happy Thursday. Man, we have a fight week. We're going to get into that in a little bit as well. It has been a while since Mother has been live. So, y'all know all I really want to know.
Did you miss my
Oh man, so I hope everybody's week is going great. We're gonna start out with the news. Y'all know how we do. Try to figure out what is happening, keep y'all up to date on what's going on before we get into the upcoming fights, and then which y'all all here for the foolishness. All right, so we do have some news on your boy here. I hope I put this thing up correctly because I want to make sure. Anyway, Diego Pacheco, who's ranked number 3 in the WBO, has requested to be released from trainer Jose Benavidez. Now, this will come after he completes, I think it is 2 more fights. Now, obviously, this came after his unanimous decision over Trevor McCumbee back in, I think it was July. So after he completes 2 more fights, he will be a free person, I guess, agent, whatever you want to call it. And he'll be scouting for a new trainer. No new trainer has been named yet. So when he gets a new trainer, I will definitely let you all know. Um, but on to some unfortunately sad news. Arturo Gotti Jr. Um, has taken his own life, coincidentally, like his father. He was just 17 years old. So definitely prayers go out to his mother. I believe he leaves behind sisters and brothers, and he also leaves behind a little girl, Sophia. So praying for the family, the Gotti family, and just hope that everybody's mental um, can hold up through this trying time. So prayers to the entire family, um, for sure. Definitely, that's got to be rough for your husband and your son to pass away in the same manner. So definitely prayers to the whole family. Um, but moving on to some more lighter news. Raymond Maritala and Anthony Cruz, IBF title fight is heading into purse bid on the 16th via Zoom. Now, they have 30 days to negotiate, but Maritala's team went in a different direction. Now, originally, they had until February, I believe, of this upcoming year. This was after Maritala beat Adapiev, I believe, last December. But the IBF has ruled that they had until December 5th. So they will be heading into purse bid. And I will let you guys know if they, make some sort of arrangement before that or what the results are of their purse bid. But that is what's happening so far in the land. Okay. There are some upcoming fights this week. Hey, Keith, what's going on? Um, what's up to you? There are some upcoming fights this week that we also need to discuss. Obviously, not just this week, but for the month of October. Actually, tomorrow, Rashidi Ellis is going to make her pro debut. Obviously, the sister of Rashid Ellis um, is making her pro debut against Mara Salinas. This is for the women's featherweight. You can catch this is actually going to be on Box Fest, but you can watch it on the Zone and ESPN. Okay, so that's actually going to take place tomorrow. Obviously, we know Boots fights on Saturday. From what I understand, Zaquan Moses is also on that undercard. So The undercard, listen, that card is what it is. Okay, we ain't gonna sit up here and glaze like that card is rocking because it ain't. Okay, we just not gonna do all that. But he is fighting tomorrow. Saturday. This is his introduction to 154 pounds. Also, let's see. Also, I believe on Saturday we have David Allen. He's fighting who is Matiala Saturday. This is going to be in London. They're both going to air on the Zone. Boots card starts at 8 p.m. His ring walk starts at 10:45 p.m. This is Eastern Standard Time, so whatever your time zone is, just adjust it to that from there. Okay. On the 18th, we have Sharita Metcalf. She is back, baby. Okay, she will be headlining the Most Valuable Prospect Card 16 in Texas. Well, she's not headlining; she's headlining the prelims against undefeated Crystal Rosario. And I believe I had that. Yeah. So she's back. They're on the prelims. Her versus Crystal Rosario. Obviously, this came after her loss to Shanika Johnson, but she is a former IBF bantamweight champion. So she's trying to work her way back up. So shout out to Sharita Metcalf. I hope she pulls this off because Rosado ain't no damn joke. She tough. I watched a couple of her fights. She definitely tough. So we're gonna see what that's about. But she's fighting on the 18th. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Most Valuable Prospect Card 16. Now, on the was it the 25th in London on the Zone, we have the Parker versus Wardley card. This is going to be for the WBO heavyweight interim belt. Now, speaking of Parker, he has expressed interest in an Entombed fight early next year if he can get past Wardley. So we definitely gonna see what that's all about, and I'm definitely checking for it. So I will let y'all know what's going on when that gets, I guess, announced, or if after that fight, we'll see what happens and if it gets announced. Now, since we are here and we're talking about upcoming fights now, we are going to get into some of the press conferences that have been taking place for some of the fights a little later in the year. As we most of you know, or if you guys do not know, the this fight, I call it the Tank Children Foundation fight, has been official. They had their press conference the other day, and I do want to address some things in that press conference. But before we get into all of that, let me just see what's going on in the chat, see who's here, so we can get into some of our topics because we got a few things that I wanna talk about tonight. So let's just see what's going on with everybody. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? All things, of course. Keith Phillips, say how you doing too, sir? Real Hill, what's going on? Sabbath Go. Y'all make sure y'all smash the like button. Hey, White Chocolate. David Lynch, what's going on with you? So, what's going on, Mike? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? So, I want to talk about a few things in this press conference between Tank's children, Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz, because he said a few things that confused me. So we're gonna just address them because I know that a lot of these guys, they say they're tired of talking about Javante, and then they continue to talk about Javante. So we're just gonna lay it on the line, get some things understood, and hopefully we can move forward and we ain't gotta go back. So here's the first thing that he said, and we're gonna take his lives apart one at a time.
When they said Pitbull, I think Pitbull was always on the table. So let me clear something first of all for a lot of people. We already knew the Tank fight was in a limbo, kinda. So let's just get that out of the way. Pitbull was always on the radar. So we weren't surprised. We definitely were ready. 140 wouldn't have been a too big of a jump because I'm not a small guy, and I think I showed that in my last fight.
Hmm, that's interesting. So Tank fight was always in limbo. That's what you said yesterday. Was your press conference or what's today? Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the case may be. But then when you were on the Dancer Project, you said this.
For the people who say I'm supposed to get over it, get past it, we had a rematch clause, right? We had a rematch clause. If I'm declared the winner or if the bout was declared a draw, he has the right to exercise an immediate rematch. Guess what he did 2 weeks later after the fight? Exercised his right to the rematch. And we went and go handle our business with my team, lawyers, his team, promotional company, lawyers, contract, boom, sign, boom. That was for June. This contract was signed both ends in June. So there's an official rematch. Undercard and everything. Like that shit was supposed to happen.
Set in stone.
Set in stone. Nah, really. Like that's what people don't understand. Like people don't know. Like that shit was supposed to happen. Then it got pushed back to August. So then that's when we knew that, like, all right, he might be up to the bullshit. Just like the first fight, when the first fight was supposed to happen in December, we fought in March.
Now, I'm confused, right? So you say that he was flaking out on you, right? And you know, you kind of knew shit was shaky, so Pitbull was always on the table. But then you said that y'all went down with your lawyers to sign the paperwork. I remember before also, probably in July, you said he didn't sign his part of the contract. So these things just confuse me. I mean, sometimes when these guys talk, it just makes no goddamn sense. Now, he also said they didn't fight until later, you know, December, and then obviously we saw that they didn't fight till March. Cool, which means that you are still possibly on the table. You have to wait. You are not a draw. You are in this situation because of Gervonta Davis. Hence why I call them the foundation kids, right? Cool. So you can go and fight Pitbull, and we're going to get into that in a second. But I just want to address some of the things that he says that just don't seem to be making any damn sense, right? So either he signed his portion of the deal or he didn't. You know, 1 minute you can't say he's scared, he ain't signed his part of the deal, you know, he's not gonna sign the contract. And then in another interview you sit up here and say y'all both met at the lawyer's office to sign the contract. So which goddamn one is it? These things that confuse me, just things I need clarity on. That's all. I don't want nothing. I don't want a lot. I don't ask for a lot. I don't think. Just a little clarification here and there. That's all. That was the first thing that annoyed the shit out of me. Let's go to the second one.
His performance was a good performance, given he was a last-minute replacement. And, you know, obviously he gave him a tough fight. And at that point in time, Tank was the number one 135-pound fighter in the world. So I think he did good. My takeaway is that he did well. I just don't think he did enough to win.
Interesting. This is what he said about this is what he said about Pitbull's performance. Although you have some performances of your listen, I guess what he thinks of Pitbull's performance is what he completely think. You know, if he thinks differently of his own performance, whatever the case may be. Here's the thing: you are now fighting both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? This we're gonna get into Tank's Kids Foundation in a little bit, but here's the thing: both of y'all, okay, y'all both fought your content Tank Davis. That's the only reason why either one of y'all are relevant. Let's be honest, right? Pitbull, he went up to 140. He did his thing, you know, against Ryo. No, he lost to Ryo. He beat Rolly. He lost to Ryo. Whatever the case may be, right? You, Lamont, I forget which one was his last. I don't know if it was Heron or the other that was his last fight. But then you had the draw with Gervonta. You've been dragging this shit out for months, okay? I get it. You thought you were going to get a rematch. You know, you deserve your rematch. I'm not going to lie and say that you don't deserve your rematch, but you got to wait. Nobody said it had to take place right away. You just said that y'all went and signed y'all contract 2 weeks after. Y'all saw what happened to Gervonta. He had a situation with the mother of his children, which prolonged that even more. Another big money opportunity fell in his lap. Who's to say that you won't get that rematch later down the line after he gets his bag? Because let's be honest, fighting Jake Paul is a bigger bag. Y'all are prize fighters. It just makes sense. I just don't understand this. But nevertheless, Lamont is always somewhere crying, whining, and lying. I'm just kind of fed up with it. I wish he would just go somewhere on his soapbox already. Um, he also, I don't know if y'all saw his little raggedy ass video that he dropped um, about it. I guess it's a promo or whatever you want to call it of his upcoming fight with Pitbull Cruz, which it was cute, you know what I'm saying? But it's just a lot of shots being thrown in the goddamn in his little raggedy ass promo that just were uncalled for, if you ask me. But we can get into those shortly. It was a promo about his upcoming fight with Pitbull, and then he made some references to Javante, um, and some other kind of ghetto foolishness. But here, I'm gonna play it. Lamont he bothers my spirit. I don't even know why, but he definitely bothers my spirit. Especially when he does clout chasing shit. Like they all do it. It just annoys me, I guess, when they do it. So I don't know. Let's go ahead and listen to this crap. Let's see what we can do here. Take it off,
Hi
y'all.
guys.
Rewind this.
Hi guys. Welcome to the Reaper's Table at Diet Supper Club. My name is Jay. I'm gonna be sitting here you guys tonight. Got water. Here is your menu.
And why you not on the menu?
I'm not for sale.
Oh, I wasn't paying for that shit.
Ain't nothing in here free.
Hey, what's up with this old man special?
Oh, that's the Gary Russell Jr. This rare occasion food, it only comes once or twice a year, and it comes with very brittle hands, short arms. But this meal is very perfectly paired with a big ass mouth, and it's the easiest catch of the season.
Fuck no, I don't want that shit.
Nah, we good.
So what about the unicorn dish?
Well, baby, this one is for the big girls. If I was you, I wouldn't bite off more than I could chew.
More than I could chew.
Hold on. I done seen this before, and I heard about what's going on right here. We're gonna leave that alone right there.
Cause I can chew it.
No, just look.
This is the real deal.
All right, look, we're gonna skip the appetizers, right? We're gonna go straight to the main course because that's why we really here.
Okay.
What do you recommend?
Well, most people that come in here, they like the Brick City silver platter, but you look like a big dog, so I think I would recommend the gourmet duck. You want to know what's in that?
Please let me know.
So the gourmet duck, it comes fried, heavily salted, greasy, and a little sassy, but it also has a side of a female dog, so you might like that.
Fuck that dog.
Come on, man. Come on.
Nah, I mean for real. I mean, what else you got, man? Fuck that. That shit ain't about nothing.
Well, the dog catcher special is a traditional Mexican dish. It's served on a bed of quicksand. It doesn't move, and it's an easy target to pick apart for your liking.
Hey, look, fool, that do sound nice. You know, I add another notch on my belt. You get what I'm saying? Or
So now, y'all heard the verbiage, right? Slow, feet stuck in stand, don't move. So I want to know how much credit he wants for beating him. All the shots that he threw out this whole video to Gary and Shakur, I mean, first of all, I think that the brittle hand part should have been for Shakur, but whatever. Clever, a little, that was a whole bunch of waste of time that he had going on there. But he definitely, it was funny, Stefan, but please, you could have fought Gary. You didn't want to, so you chose to fight Pitbull, which is fine, whatever. I don't know who's going to win that fight. Personally, I don't care. Tank's kids fighting is really of no concern to mother. I mean, I really just don't give a good goddamn what they got going on over there. But I just wanted to disclose his lies. And then, obviously, he's made mention that after he fights Pitbull, he wants to fight Shakur at either 135 pounds or 140 pounds, I guess, whatever floats his boat, because obviously he can make both weights. So for everybody saying that Durante, sucked him down, or pulled up a 130 pounder, I mean, which I really got to say now. Because isn't he about to fight Pitbull at what, 140, if I'm not mistaken? And then he wants to fight Shakur 135, 140. He said he's not a small guy. So, I mean, I'm confused. This is what I mean when I say they just talk and talk and talking. And, whatever. Now, I want to pose a question to y'all because it's a lot that's going to unpack this next question. We're going to go throughout it, but we're going to cover some other shit too. I want to know what y'all think about this, right? And I'm going to play a couple clips because this is why I'm asking these questions. But I really want to know, does your resume tell your story, right? Because I know a lot of y'all say, like for instance, in Shakur's case, right? He needs that legacy fight. That legacy fight for him is Gervonta Tank Davis. And I've asked y'all several times, so what if he doesn't get to fight Tank Davis? What else is he going to do, right? I know that y'all keep on telling me that he's going to fight Teofimo Lopez, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's been quiet as the church mouse on that side. I haven't heard not one damn peep. I done heard for 2 weeks ago that fight was being finalized. I mean, goddamn, how long do it take? We know that Shakur is still over there with Turkey. So how long does this take? I don't believe they're going to be fighting, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to the question that I posed, right? Does your resume tell a story? So let's take a listen to one of these clips. We got a few of these. Hold on.
They try to move slick. They want to slick, move a certain way. But now, when Turkey called out, okay, we're looking for the best guys, you telling me you're looking for the best guys, and you got this playlist, and they gave you somebody on their playlist that's the best guy in this division. You feel what I'm saying? Admittedly, by you, they know they can't downplay him no more. When they say he's on this level, look at Lomachenko. When you say he's faced the best, look at the opposition he faced. The best opposition he faced was Lomachenko, a guy that had already been beat twice. The best opposition was Lomachenko, a 5'5" guy with 64-inch reach that had already been beat before twice. That was the best opposition. So before you fought that opposition, I'm not saying Lomachenko not good because he's great. But before before he fought that, when this so-called level, because that's what Lomachenko is, the one that put him on that level. Lomachenko is the one that put him on that level. So before he fought Lomachenko, was he on that level? Yes or no?
Yes or no? Does your resume tell your story, right? And obviously, we know that their fight is coming up, and both fathers have been doing their part to make this as entertaining as humanly possible. We're going to get into a few more of their clips later, but I really want to know because that's a very good question. Before he fought Lomachenko, was his resume elite? Before Teofimo fought Lomachenko, was his resume elite? So see, I am a firm believer of let me see who you have beat, right? If they're real live dogs, I'm not talking about at the end of their career. I'm not talking about maybe a year or two after they turn pro and they're getting their footing in whatever weight class they're campaigning in. I'm talking about while they are in the peak of their career. Did you fight them and did you beat them? Right? If Lomachenko already had losses, that's not to say anything because I'm a person, I really don't care about that. It's who you lost to me, right? But so, like another example, we understand that JoJo Diaz is about to fight Kid Schofield, right? JoJo Diaz has been beaten 8 damn times already. How much credit are we going to give him for beating JoJo Diaz? These are just questions. I'm not saying JoJo Diaz is not still tough. I'm not saying he ain't got a little bit of gas left in that tank, but this ain't no goddamn prime car. This ain't no 2025. I mean, you about to pull up the lot in a 1999 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? It still may be a nice car, but got a little mileage on it. So does your resume tell your story, right? If you never get that quote-unquote breakout fight like a lot of people will say about Bud's resume, Earl put him on the map. That's the only fight y'all niggas can mention when I ask who has he beat. He beat Earl. That's the only fight that I hear about. So is one person the definition of your resume? I just want to know these things. I'd be curious about a lot of shit that a lot of people just can't seem to answer these particular questions for me. But anyway, let's move on. So here is him talking about some of the advantages that he may have. Well, his son may have. I keep on saying him. his son may have over Devin during that fight, and then I wanna we're gonna get into the type.
also think I'm glad you went back to 140 because I also think that that's why I was talking about Regis. I think that he made that pit stop by 140 on purpose. He made that pit stop by 140 because it's kind of hot in the 140 division. You know what I'm saying? I applaud him for trying to make that fight. He did what he did. He was trying to, like you say, they look for things, they look for what they can do, they look for what they do see, they look for the advantages. And I think he saw some advantages with T.O., maybe with height, because T.O. small. You know what I'm saying? So I think he saw some advantages with T.O. I think that because those are the ones he trying to make the fight with. He tried to fight Tank. You know the advantages with Tank. And he shared the ring with Tank already. And I'm going to take it even back. It's a guy, George Kambosos. You know, when I do my research. Let's realize that George Kambosos went and got a split decision against Mickey Bay, guy that's always on your channel. And Mickey Bay was
former champion.
Mickey Bay was a super featherweight, right? He used to be a super.
He campaigned at 130 pounds.
130. That's super featherweight.
Yeah.
So he was a super featherweight. So you got to think with Kambosos going, he hadn't fought anybody else. Mickey Bay was his best opponent, and you got a split decision against my trainer. My trainer can tell me everything about you. My trainer not that big. My trainer, you know what I'm saying? So that's the safest fight he could take. Every single fighter that he's fought has already been beat. It's within the last few years on that so-called elite level had already been beat.
Right? Whew, child. So this is the same question that I posed when we discussed Zepeda and Shakur, right? Everybody just looks at, Zepeda had 20 knockouts, 21 knockouts. Look deeper, guys. Look at the names on that resume. Look at how many times they had already been beaten. There was niggas up there with a 24 and 14, 39 and 17. Like, y'all have to, we got to look a little deeper, right? Not to say that these guys aren't good, not to say that they just don't need their shot with a guy that's in the spotlight, because I do know that a lot of these guys duck real smoke because it's high risk and low reward. So don't think that I don't know that, because I do. What I'm saying is, stop running around here like you some goddamn boogeyman when you beating niggas that's already been beaten. If somebody done already had their ass whooped or been knocked out 6, 7, 8 times, you can blow on that motherfucker and knock them out. So we are going to see what's going to happen come November 2022. Now, don't get me wrong, Devin, he's very athletic, and he definitely has a chance, especially with his secret weapon.
When he gets a tattoo on his ass, let's see if Brian Norman stay there and take it.
We gonna see. We gonna see. We gonna see.
22nd.
SNAC ain't gonna say you now. SNAC ain't gonna say you now.
SNAC? I thought you just said you wasn't worried about the weight, you big blockhead nigga.
I just said SNAC ain't gonna say you now. We not worried about it. I'm telling you, SNAC ain't gonna say you now.
Sound like you worried. I was just trying to get off the phone
on that SNAC shit.
I'm telling you, SNAC ain't gonna say you now.
SNAC ain't gonna say for now. But that does pose the question, right? Does Devin have an advantage being on SNAC going into this fight? I really want to know what y'all think. Do y'all think that whatever formula that Victor Conti is putting together for him, specialized after he takes their blood like a goddamn bootlegger, does he have an advantage going into this fight? We all know that none of the gentlemen who work with Victor Conti pop dirty, so don't get up here hooping and hollering about no goddamn testing and whoever pop dirty. We already know they never pop. Listen to Shane Mosley. Watch the goddamn documentary on Netflix. We all know that they don't pop, right? The question becomes, will that give him an extra advantage in that ring against Brian Norman Jr.? You can make your opponent buy the test until you're dead because you want to make sure he's clean. But what test can we take to make sure you actually are? Will this give him an advantage? We don't know what kind of formulated plan or package that he has scientifically um, created, you know what I'm saying, for your boy going into this fight. You know, I don't know, we don't know, nobody knows what Devin really has going on. But it's very interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. It's very interesting. I'm definitely interested to see how he's gonna perform in this fight going in with Brian Norman Jr. Obviously, they got into some more back and forth nonsense about um, the jabs and all this other kind of stuff. Which Devin does have a pretty good jab, but Brian Norman's arm reach is longer, if I'm not mistaken, than Devin's going into this fight. I think Devin may still have like a slight height advantage. We all know he fights smaller guys who's, I don't want to say feet stuck in mud, who doesn't move maybe as much, may not be as slick as some fighters that may look like him or be, a little bit more hip. I don't want to say, you know what I'm saying? So we're definitely going to see. I think this will be his first time going up against another slick black fighter. I'm not really sure. I know people said that Regis was, but I don't think so. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I thought Regis was like Spanish or something. But nevertheless, this will be, he's around his same size, you know what I'm saying? His dimensions are a little longer. He doesn't really have many advantages going into this fight. So the only advantage it seems that he would have is going to be his association with possibly SNAC, whatever formula they come up with, because I know y'all have all seen Devin recently and how he's looked. You know, he looks very, I want to say, in shape. I'll just say very in shape. The his transformation, rather. Let me see if this is a recent picture of him. I know I had one, a recent picture of his body transformation. Hmm. I don't even know if that's the most recent one, but I know that is recent. It's just he looks a little different than obviously what he did previously. So, will Snack help him moving into this fight? What, I wonder what advantages. I mean, will he not get tired? Will he? Because we saw in the Ryan fight, he didn't look tired at all. Even though he was bested several times throughout that fight, he just didn't look as if he was getting tired. He kept bouncing back up like a basketball. So we're definitely going to see. I'm going to be paying attention to that as well during that fight. Now, obviously, we know it's fight week. We know that Boots is fighting this week. Um, does it seem like a fight week to y'all? It just doesn't. I mean, usually for big fights, and this is, I guess, is not what people consider to be a big fight. Although Boots is a bigger name in the division, but he's not, um, fighting against another big name guy. His opponent, however, is a champion, but he's from, I believe, the UK, so it's not really that big of a deal. But he does fight this Saturday. It will be broadcast on the Zone in Philly. He has a whole, I think the undercard is mainly Philly guys. As we said, the Cole fight has been called off due to injury. The undercard is not all bad guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really not. But this is his introduction to 154-pound division. So we're going to see what he brings. If his power carries, obviously he looked pretty good. I saw his um, final presser. I watched it before I came on here. He looked pretty good. He seems to be a lot more vocal as well. I've been seeing him do a lot more interviews, and not just with YSM. He recently did an interview with Max Kellerman. He recently did one with some young lady. I forget her name. I believe she went down to the gym in Philadelphia to interview him. So he's been making his rounds. He seems like he's coming out of whatever little shell that he's been in, starting to do more in the media and talk more for himself, which to me is a good goddamn idea because Eddie Hearns is an idiot. That's just my personal opinion. But I feel like this will be a good introduction to him to 154. And then after that, hopefully we'll see if some of the champions are available. If not, then maybe he can set up a fight with Virgil Ortiz. I know that's a name that a lot of people have been screaming for him to fight for quite some time. Virgil Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz. Keep in mind, Virgil Ortiz has never been a damn champion. So, that there's that. Now, Virgil Ortiz can definitely fight for sure. And I always find it interesting when I ask people, oh, do y'all think that Virgil Ortiz could beat Boots? A lot of people tell me no. So then it's like, why are y'all so thirsty for him to fight him? Just because he has a decent name, yes, he does, but he's been what 8 years never a champion, so it's kind of like, and he's not fighting any of the champions to become a full champion either. He's been an interim champion forever. The nigga might as well be a side baby. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really know, but that's just it. Lord have mercy. Please don't be in here starting trouble. Shout out to Brian Norman. Brian Norman Sr. beat Greg Hackett. Yes, we do understand that. Yes, Lord have mercy. But it is fight week. It is a Boots fight week, so we're definitely going to tune in and see what he's bringing to the 154-pound division. But I do got some goddamn questions for y'all, and I want somebody to answer them. Does your resume tell your story? And is SNAC going to be helping Devin come November 2022? We cannot get around this. We ain't going to sit up here and act like he ain't with the SNAC people and the Victor Confi, because we all know he is. So do we think that it's going to give him the advantage on the 22nd? That's what I want to know. Now, I know people think that Devin Haney's footwork is better than Brian Norman Jr.'s. I don't think so. I've been watching his training videos on IG. Brian Norman footwork looks just goddamn fine to me. So we're gonna see. I know Bill was saying something about he's gonna beat him up, beat his face, and all this other shit. I don't know because you can't hit what you can't catch. So we're gonna see. The Be More Bully, I gotta see you, babe. I've never seen you on my panel before. And I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Gotta turn your camera on. Okay. Hi. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me move this picture
It's
down.
me, Jack.
Oh. Oh, change your name, Mr. Lynch.
Yeah.
Oh, you all over the place with yourself. What's up?
What's going on?
How you
Hey,
doing?
all right. I'm like, look, yo, I understand my brothers from Philly,
Right.
definitely. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, of course, my man didn't want to see Hanos win over Brian Norman, but seriously, I gotta keep it a buck. I can never ever defend. I could never ever forgive Bill Haney for what he tried to do about my little youngin. Posted his mugshot pictures and all of that bull crap and the
Yeah,
tank,
that was
tank,
corny.
tank, tank.
That was
Knowing
corny.
y'all damn well not trying to fight this chasing. Nah, man. Brian
Yeah.
Norman, look, Devin has a problem. His problem is muscle memory. He could go in there and he could throw some good jabs. He's staying away from the bow and arrow. But as soon as he take one clip, he gonna go right back to doing those same old bad habits. It doesn't
And that's
last long.
and that's my thing. I want that's another thing too, right? Like so I get it, right? Like Devin has a really strong jab, but Ryan Norman's reach is a lot, well, not a lot longer than his, but it's definitely longer. I believe it's like 72 or something like that. GHBTV was good. So we're gonna see. It's gonna be a good scrap for as long as it lasts. But like you said, I feel like once he gets clipped, he's gonna revert back to maybe kind of play it a little bit more safe. But what's up, brother?
Yo, what's poppin'? What's poppin', sis? What's
What's
good?
good with it? What's up with you?
Man, chillin', feeling good. That going on. Boost Fight Week, man.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
man.
It ain't like we got. It ain't too much. Like I'm excited for Boots to fight. I'm excited to see Boots, but it's just like you said, the aura around Fight Week ain't as
It's
strong
not. Yeah,
because
man.
I
It's
think I
not.
think it's more so because of the undercard isn't as solid as we will want. Yeah, I mean, there's not ain't many solid names on the undercard and everything. Of course, Eddie Hearn, he going cheap. He going the cheap route.
Yeah, Eddie
He
Hearn.
trying to
That's what I just
profit.
said. Eddie Hearns is like he. I'm not interested in Eddie Hearns. But yeah, the undercard, like I said, we ain't gonna sit up here and act like the undercard is what it's not, because that shit hot garbage. But Zay Quinn on there, I'm gonna check Zay Quinn out. I like him. I think he rumble a little more than his cousin do. He ain't scared to get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
The little nigga got heart. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure. So I'm definitely
yeah,
interested in him. I've been checking him. You know what I'm saying? Zay Quinn, all right. We all right. We gonna see how he progress. know what I'm saying? We're gonna see if his level of competition progresses. But the little nigga, he for sure is I'll check him out. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, I'm interested to see how um, Boots carries that weight up. If his power carries, let's see if he's, you know, as explosive as he was, if as he was at 147. We're gonna see. Osima Lima is not no walkover. It's a lot of people just don't know him. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where the issue comes, and that's where my question came in. Does your resume tell your story, right? Like, is he just another nigga that needs a big shot? Because a lot of these guys supposedly are fighting. You know how you start your career where you just it's a lot of fights, just to kind of get your feet wet, work on whatever it is that you need to work on, or whatever division it is that you're in. And then you
True
start
that.
progressing and getting to the tougher fights. And then you start looking after the name. So, I mean, he is 30. What is Boots now? 30 fights in, or whatever the case may be. So I get it, right? But a lot of people need to realize Mayweather was like that. He fought a guy earlier. What was it? Something Jose or Joseph, something with a J. I forget the nigga name that Mayweather kind of fought early, but he was also like in the double digits into the 20s, 30s of his career before he started really, you know what
Hold
I'm
up, I'll be
saying?
back.
A lot of names on his resume. So, we're gonna wait and see. I ain't gonna crucify the nigga just yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see what he do at 154. We're gonna see if he can shake shit up, and we're gonna move from there. What's up, Mr. Shelton?
What's up, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. What's
Sheldon,
going on?
salute, brother. Salute, bro.
What's up?
What's up with you, KMJ? Oh
Man, chilling,
man,
man.
shit. We gonna watch this fight this weekend. See what this cat is all about. He's supposed to
Elaborate.
step on this dude. He's supposed to step on this dude, but we'll see. You know what I mean? Just because you
You
never
ever
heard of a dude doesn't mean you can't fight.
Exactly, and that's been my point the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Just because there's a lot of niggas running around here ducking real smoke, but we're gonna get to that. Me and my brother on our next episode of Read the Room. Y'all stay tuned. But it's a lot of
Absolutely.
real smoke ducking going on out here. But just from guys that really aren't names. You know what I'm saying? That you may not know, or guys that competed in the amateurs or competed early on who just didn't stick with it, or certain things happened where they weren't able to pursue boxing professionally, that'll get in your ass. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't look at shit like that. But I do look at how you are progressing, because what we don't want is, like I said before, another Edward Berlanga on our goddamn hands. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're not
We
gonna
don't
get
want shit
that
like that.
because this dude. Yeah, but this dude is not like Berlanga because the one thing about Boots, he ain't caught up with all the chains and the limelight and hanging with the people, and he ain't doing none of that. He's staying in the gym, he working.
He ain't got no
You know what
baby
I'm saying?
mamas.
He really do this boxing thing for real. You know what I'm talking about? So you ain't got to worry about the Berlanga shit happening with him. That's not gonna happen. We just gotta see if my whole thing with Boots is this. I just want to see him press. I want to see him taking deep. I want to see somebody challenge him because he's been steamrolling everybody.
Yeah, but that's
I
the
want him
whole
to get
thing, Mr.
somebody to
Shelton,
give him some
right?
resistance.
Yep. But check this out, Mr. Shelton. Okay, he fought what's this last nigga name that he just beat? Not Karen, the other nigga, Stanionis, right?
Remo?
Stanionis just won another fight. Stanionis just won his last fight.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
he
saying? That's what I'm
steamrolled
talking about.
Stanionis.
Your ref.
Stanionis, we
Oh,
watched that. We all watched that fight. Stanionis was never even in that fight. He steamrolled that dude.
but that's my point, right? You can steamroll a nigga, right? Just because maybe you're that damn good. The Stanionis just won again. He just won. He got beat before, and now he just won. He's currently back on the winning streak. So
Yeah,
how
I hear
well
what you're
is that?
saying. I
How
get your
well
point.
is that name gonna? How well is that name gonna age on your resume? The same with Karen. Karen got a full fight coming up. How well is that name gonna age on your resume? That's the point that I'm trying to make. Y'all
Well,
can't sit up
I'm
here
not
and
a
keep
dude.
telling niggas that shit, bro. If now,
Well,
if you,
I'm
I
not a
see if you
dude.
can.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on, Mr.
Go ahead.
Shelton. I'm not gonna say, like I just said, like with Kid Austin, you about to fight Jose Jojo Diaz, right? I'm not saying Jojo Diaz
Right.
is trash, but the niggas already lost 8 goddamn times. How much stock are we gonna put into that win? The same shit that just happened with Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer was a dog, right? But he just was in 3 back-to-back battles, lost all 3 of them. Arguably lost 2 because the one, I think he won one of those fights with Zapata, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's a tricky situation. That's why I want to know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Does your resume really tell your full story? Number one.
Nah, because
And nobody answered my
go
damn
ahead.
question. Is SNAC gonna be the secret weapon for Devin on the 22nd? God damn it.
Man, shit. Like I
But
said,
see,
like
here's
I
the
said
thing,
before.
man.
Let me say this though, real quick.
Go
Shit.
ahead,
Hold on,
Fab.
hold on.
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead,
say
go ahead,
this.
brother. Go ahead, brother.
I just had a show where I went over Tank Davis' resume and all of his contemporaries' resume. And I said within the show, it's not about who you fought, it's about who you fought and what they done since you
After you
fought them.
fought them, that's what I
And a
said.
lot of these a
Tell me
lot of these guys ain't did shit since they fought the guys like Shakur and a lot of they ops since they fought like T.O., Shakur, Devin. A lot of they ops ain't did shit since they fought them. That shows you that the resume is lackluster and is not what a lot of these other fans portray.
True that.
Yeah.
Well, see, I don't. I'm the type of cat. If y'all know, all y'all know this about me. I don't give a fuck about your resume. I don't care who you fought last week, last month, last year, 2 years ago. I don't give a damn. Can you beat that dude?
See, I don't
That's the
like that
dude I'm
though,
talking
Sheldon.
about.
I don't like that though
If
because
you can't beat him,
see that's my
if you can
thing.
beat
I don't
him,
like.
all the
I'm
other
gonna tell you
shit
the
don't
reason why I don't
matter.
like that.
Okay.
But you can't if you don't care about the resumes, then you can't shit on the fighters. Then
No, I go basically on what I see for me. Like I told Jab Queen, I told you when I saw Williams and Payton go life and death with a dude that was injured in that second Temple Farmer fight. I said, "Oh, this dude ain't shit. You can't get rid of that dude, and that dude's hurt,
But
and
see,
you
that's my
dropped him. You're trash.
Mr.
You ain't
Kelson.
shit."
That's my question then, right? Y'all sit up here and y'all dog y'all favorite fighters' opponents. This nigga's trash. This nigga's feet stuck in the mud. He's a Mexican who don't move. And then y'all come back to me after the nigga beat him and want all the credit in the world. This is the problem that I have with some of y'all.
Oh, I don't. I don't. I told you. We talked about that extensively. I
Yes,
told you
we
I
have.
can't give Shakur credit for beating the motherfucker he's supposed to beat. He's
I
supposed to beat that
mean,
dude.
listen.
But
The
Mr.
only
Shelton, hold on one
motherfucker.
second. Hold on, Marky Dan. What nigga did he fight that he wasn't supposed to beat? That's the better question.
None yet.
But
None yet.
Shakur is that supremely talented. He
None
a
yet.
silver medalist. You gotta understand that, Jab Queen. He was thought of to be a Floyd Mayweather type of talent. So he's supposed to be the favorite over
Uh,
all of these niggas that he been fighting so
Not
far. That's just the
Floyd
facts.
Mayweather. Not he ain't nothing like Floyd.
Oh, I'm
I
saying
didn't
we're
say
not
he was
saying that he's
Floyd
Seriously.
Floyd.
Mayweather.
He's not
I
saying that
didn't
he's
say he
Floyd.
was.
He's
Don't
saying he has
even
the
No,
don't
talent
even
level on that level.
he has the.
no
Yeah,
no
he has
no
the
don't
talent
no
level.
no
Not only
no
that,
no
he's been
no
publicized at the
no
level of Floyd coming out of the
no
amateurs.
no. Y'all can't even compare them. Their names
That's
shouldn't
the
even
biggest
be
bunch of
mentioned in
bullshit
What
the
do you
I think
same
mean?
I've ever heard in my
sentence.
life.
The two of them were both
Look,
people
their
were thought
names
to be
should not be
robbed in the
mentioned in
Olympics. Both of
their
them.
names should not be put together in the same sentence.
Okay.
Floyd defense
Whatever.
is
Shakur
nowhere
Stevenson
near.
is an A level talent, and he should not,
He a
and he should be
he a
favored over
C
all of these
But
level
niggas.
hold on.
B
Okay,
level
hold
Nigga,
on.
talent
weird.
So
What?
let
I
me
fighting
mean,
ask
you a
D
fuck like what
plus
kind of shit
Okay,
is
fighters.
that?
wait,
Like,
wait,
nigga,
wait,
why is
I
you?
wait,
can't
wait, David. I know you get emotional, David. I know you
hold
get
on.
emotional, but what medal
No, I'm
did
not getting
Floyd win coming
emotional.
out of the Olympics?
Okay, so I was talking. I don't know if y'all couldn't hear me. I don't know if my voice is a little too mellow tone, but when I'm talking, you are not. That's how
I
this works.
apologize.
That's okay. Just relax, guys. So then my question to you, Marky Dan, is if that's the case, right? How can you call this nigga elite? If y'all tell me everybody that he fights he's supposed to beat, right, their levels below him or whatever the case may be, why is he not taking real smoke? Why every time I say, why don't he fight Herrera? Or why don't he fight Mertito? Or whatever the case may be. Oh, what he ranked
I
in the
mean, I ain't gonna
rankings.
lie to you,
What
Jab
his
Queen.
numbers is. Like y'all always go to numbers, y'all always go to rankings, but then when y'all want to puff this nigga up, y'all want to talk to me about his accolades and his accomplishments. Can't none of them shits fight for him. And when he gets in the ring, the nigga fights scared. Yes, he's very
Oh,
talented, but
I
to
ain't
me,
gonna.
he fights scary.
I ain't gonna
I
lie
gotta
to you,
call it what
Jab
it
Queen.
is.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Jab Queen. You already know how I feel about Shakur
True
Calderon.
that, Jab.
I ain't said that name to you in a while about how I feel about Shakur Calderon. I already think he's a duck. I think he ducked Devin Haney.
Stop calling that
I don't
damn boy
really know how to feel.
Calderon.
That
What's up,
man is a Puerto
J Man?
Rican. He identifies as a Puerto Rican, and I
Stop it.
respect it. You need to respect it, respectfully. Now
Now you
back to
just
what
up
I
here
was
being
saying.
foolish.
No, I'm not. I'm speaking facts. Now, as I was just saying. This young guy, Shakur Calderon, I agree with you. He's a duck. I don't really like when he talks. I think he lies and contradicts himself a lot. But I'm just talking about the talent. Like this dude has amazing reflexes. Like he's one, and not only that, one of the things that he's similar to Floyd with, he never blinks ever. Like he just has tremendous reflexes and eye focus. Like that's something special that you could
Marcus,
find in
and
niggas
please,
like.
please, get
No,
off your
no, no,
knees.
no,
There's
no, no,
people
no,
in
no, no.
here.
Cause
Okay,
y'all
first of
challenging
all,
my goddamn opinion. You
no, we're
goddamn
not
faggot. But go
challenging your
ahead.
opinion. We're
Go
just
ahead.
telling you that. Okay, you know what? You're right.
Well,
Finish up.
well,
Finish up.
that individual was. I don't know who he is, but respect to
Okay,
that
baby.
brother. I
Finish up,
respect
Marcus
your
man.
opinion. Respect mine. I was
Okay.
just saying, but Shakur, I don't know when he's gonna fight that level of talent. I was hoping we could maybe see it with T.O. But nah, I mean he just gotta find that proving ground. That's how it happened for all the greats, like Leonard and Hearns.
They had each other though. This Herrera
And
dude, I never heard of him until about a
But I'm
month
talking
ago.
about
And this
T.O.
other dude,
The other
what's
guys
that
gotta
other
step
dude
up.
name? What's
Who?
the
Tito
other dude name?
Mercado.
Tito
You mean the nigga
Mercado.
that called him a bitch to his face at a fight? You mean that nigga?
He can do all of that.
Oh
Who was he
damn.
beating up and fought that I know of? Okay,
I don't
Well,
know.
that's the
let's
answer to
see.
that
I don't even know
question.
who
His
the hell
record.
That
that
No, hold
was
motherfucker
on.
ain't
that
So
fought
asked
I'm
me,
shit,
said it.
chill
ain't
out.
done shit, ain't
Hold
beat
up.
shit.
Hold up, Mr. Shelton, because you can say that, right? Who has he fought? Who has he beaten up that you know of? Who the fuck has Shakur fought and beaten up that you know of?
I know
William
of I
Zepeda.
know of Zapata because of
See,
you.
this is what I'm
He
talking
fought
about.
and
This is
beat
what
him
I'm
up.
talking about. This is what I'm talking
He
about.
fought
And
and beat him up.
did you look at Zepeda's resume? Zepeda's resume is
Hawks and
lopsided as
Conceição.
shit.
Y'all told me, hold on. Y'all told me, wait a minute. Y'all told me that he was number one in all four sanctioning bodies, right? Ain't that what y'all told me?
I ain't tell you that
Silence.
shit.
Ain't that what somebody told me that? Maybe it wasn't you, but
Yeah,
somebody told me
yeah.
that.
Well, at one point, he was number one in all the sanctioning bodies last year. But
And
you
I
got to
told her,
look
I
at this.
remember I
Look
remember
at the
telling Jab
landscape.
Queen though. Yeah,
Now, let's
go
do
ahead.
this. Let's do this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Who are the top guys at 135? It's not that many of them. 135 is not a deep division, honestly.
Right,
It's not.
right,
It's only a
right,
handful of guys that's lit at 135. You know what I mean? And Zepeda
right.
ain't one of them. He ain't lit.
Well, if he's number one in all four sanctioning bodies, ain't he supposed to be lit?
I mean, it's a couple
And this
names,
is what
maybe
I'm talking
like
about.
three or four
Golden Boy made
valid.
him lit. Golden
That's what I'm
Boy,
Oh, okay.
saying.
they the
This is a
ones that gave
protection
him all
program.
them layup fights and shit. You know what I mean? They
This
gave
is
him
a protection
layups.
program. This is
30
a
plus.
protection
So
program.
how do we know that this?
How you
So how do
30
we know
plus
that this
fights in?
Mercado
Hold on,
dude
Shell.
did a
I got a
layup?
question right here. I got a good question.
Hold on,
How
Mr.
you
Shelton. Go
30
ahead.
how you 30 plus fights in and you just now getting a title shot?
Who is
That's
Zapata?
nasty work. Yeah, think about it.
Zapata?
You
I
You talking
30
about
mean,
fights
Zapata?
Oscar
in
Gill
and
was
you
40
just
fights
now
in.
getting a title opportunity. That's nasty
You talking about
work.
Zapata? You
Yeah.
talking about Zapata?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's
Zepeda.
trash. Because he's trash, and they knew he was trash.
So you mean to tell me there was nobody else that Shakur could afford to give him better competition? Because I hear him screaming, right? He wants better
No, who else
competition. And
was
this is
Obviously,
there?
not
obviously not.
this is not completely about Shakur. This is about the resumes in totality. And the
I'm
reason we got
saying,
here was because of
according to
obviously the
them,
comments that he
obviously
made.
not.
Well, okay, so here's
They
my thing, right?
made
Y'all
him number
saying
one,
Zepeda,
so
yes, okay, you hear that, right? You keep saying that to me. He's number one, right? So is that why everybody keep on calling Virgil's name to fight Boots? Because y'all think he's some fucking threat? Because he's never been a champion either.
we know that. You know he's never been a champion. But he's supposed to be one of the guys at 154. Am I right or wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong now.
This is what I'm saying. Right? So he's supposed
So if
to be one of the guys,
Boots
right?
ain't one nothing at
You
54, wait
can't,
a minute.
but Shell,
Boots ain't one nothing
you
at
can't
54.
shill Zepeda
Virgil
and
ain't
then
one
you
nothing
want
at
to give him the
54.
credit.
You can't make this shit
I
up,
don't
Ken.
know.
You
I'm
can't
saying
make
that.
this shit up.
That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
You
That's
shit
what I'm
on
trying to tell y'all.
Zepeda and
I
then
don't
you try to
know.
show him love. Like that's
I
crazy,
don't know what
Shell.
either one of them is. I told you the truth. I don't know what either one of them is. Because Virgil ain't never really been pushed. And this motherfucker ain't never really been pushed. I want somebody to push him. So I can see we can go in his bag and come out and mollywop a motherfucker. Then, oh, okay. He's the shit. But if you beat the shit out of everybody you fight, you don't learn nothing. And I never really know if it gets sticky and tight in there, what you're gonna do. Because when it got sticky and tight for Sugar Ray Leonard, we found out what he was gonna do. Am I right or wrong?
But to your point that you made earlier, there's not a lot of those type of niggas in this division. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of real. These niggas are not really willing to take the risk. Let's be honest. There's some dogs. There's definitely some dogs, but they're not willing to take the risk with those dogs because they got a little bit of clout or they got a little bit of name recognition now. They don't want to lose that, which is hence why we're not.
And that's
seeing
the big
best
problem
or the
with
biggest
boxing
fighters.
today.
Mark it down.
And that's the problem
you have
with
like
boxing
two
today.
or three emblems up here, baby. What's going on? Which one are you? Because I'm about to get rid of one of them.
That's the problem with boxing today. Nobody want to take the chance to be great. I want to see how good I am. Nobody wants to do that. They just want to stay in their own little bubble and keep winning. And nah. I'll reserve my judgment for that fight.
I mean,
For that
honestly,
fight when you want to quit. That time you want to quit, when your chest is on fire and you're ready to quit, and everybody's telling you, man, we're going to stop this fight. You're like, nah, let me keep going. That's the fight I want to see.
but then in
And when
that
we get to
case,
that
you
fight,
never
I
knew
can
who
give you my
Roy
judgment.
Jones was. You never knew who Roy
Huh?
Jones was, if that's the case. You never knew who Roy Jones was, if that's the case. When was Roy
There
How
tested?
we
will be
never
no
knew
Roy
who Roy
Jones.
Jones
Hold on.
was?
Because Mackie, then you ain't been here in a
Because
minute,
you
so let me
said
remind you. There will be no Roy Jones Jr. slander on my panel or my channel.
I ain't slandering him. I'm just challenging
All
Shelton's
right now.
logic.
All right
I'm
now.
just challenging
All right
Shelton.
now.
That's all I'm doing. I'm just challenging Shelton Moore's
Ever in
logic
life.
about saying, yes,
Okay, who was number
calm
three?
down, man.
Who was
Or
number
excuse me,
three
excuse me.
pound for
Let
pound in
me
the world when they fought? Roy Jones or James Toney?
Tony.
I remember who was number three.
James Tony was extremely weight drained. Let's be honest.
What
He
happened
wasn't
to him?
supposed to be
This
at
What
is
that
happened to
weight.
him?
ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
What happened to him?
I can't
This is
vibe with this.
that's
Man,
not
cut it
ridiculous.
out, yo.
It's not
Cut
ridiculous.
it out,
Okay.
This
man.
is absolutely
Okay.
There
unacceptable.
ain't
Okay,
nobody
we're
weight
moving on.
bullying back then.
Marky
Cut
Dan,
it out.
we're moving on. Thomas,
I
what's
ain't
up,
say it
Tony?
wasn't
Yo,
a
Hold on.
scintillating
Marky
performance.
Dan, we're done with you. Marky Dan, we're done with you. Thomas, what's up?
Wow. Because I'm a
Marky
black
Dan,
man and
it's
I
it.
just want to give my opinion. Go ahead.
This nigga said because he a black man. Stop it. What's up,
Shout out to the
Thomas?
island life. That's the
Hey, I love
island
you to
life,
death,
boy.
sister.
That's the island life. They eating real good food over there, natural and
Yes,
organic.
sir.
So they be thinking organically in their mind. So shout out my good brother Marky Dan. I got nothing but love for him.
Absolutely.
Hey, shout out to Ring Walk Boxing, my man up in the chat.
Tommy Hill.
Shout out
Oh,
to
Ringwalk. Oh, what's up, Ringwalk?
Ring
Hello.
Shout out
Walk.
to you,
Hit that
baby.
link,
Shout
Ring
out to you,
Walk.
Ringwalk.
Hit that link, Ring Walk. Shout out to Ty Drakeford for president, aka
Good
Jab
jab,
Queen
Queen.
Boxing. Cam J Network, a fire show, bro. Fire show. And you
Appreciate
was
you,
able
bro.
to get your bars off, man. Next time, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you only had the people up there that going to allow for you to speak when you need to speak. But fire show. Mr. Sheldon,
Appreciate you,
we
bro.
meet again.
As always, brother. As always.
Always respect to you. And shout out to my good brother, David Lynn. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Hell, we got royalty in the chat. We got my man Greg Hackett up in here, the face. We had Brian Norman up in here. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the new face and what he about to do to it. Him and his son. So shout out to the people over here, man. I just want to come up here and show my love and say, we gonna see. And that's what I can't wait for us to see these fights, man. So, I don't think we do the fighters enough justice because a lot of times they're not really involved in making their fights. I think that today we saw that fights are perceived incorrectly because hell, you got people who are fighting folks that got solid resumes that prove themselves and ain't got it else to prove, going against somebody who is a proven commodity who has fought a better resume, but still got a whole lot to prove because he ain't fought certain fighters. Make sense. Now I'm gonna digress on that point.
Who are you talking about, Thomas?
Tommy Hill.
So my man Cam J, he did a breakdown on resumes. We got people discrediting folks' resumes. And when you do a deep dive on the resumes, you see that the ones who are discrediting others for the quote unquote favorite fighters or fighters that are opposing a said fighter, that their resumes, they don't wash up to the resume that they're speaking ill of. And, this person has to validate himself, even though he is somewhat of a proven commodity, whereas they don't, and they haven't really proven much. So I think we all need to hold everybody to the same standard, and I don't think that a lot of times we do that. I think we do that based on who we ally ourselves with. Just heard my man Boots is ducking a whole lot of smoke because he couldn't get the fights, but he was with a company that wasn't even getting him fights, and because he was with that company, they falsely put him in the same company with the PBC and Al Heyman, and he's been getting dumped on. It's like just too much of that stuff going on. So, but in general, Cam was talking about the resumes of Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson. Who else did you talk about? Was it Ryan Garcia?
Devin, Ryan, all of the five guys: Devin, Tank, Ryan, Shakur, and Tiafimo.
And breaking down who they fought, and then who the people that they fought, who did they fight afterwards, and what they done.
Yeah,
And
that was the
that's
point that I was trying to make, the resume after, because I know we have this conversation a lot over here and on other panels, and I know it's mixed where people think it really doesn't matter who you fight after. It only matters if you was that nigga when you fight them. It doesn't really matter what you go on to do, which I disagree, because how else will a name age on your resume? You know, will it age like wine or like dog water if you don't, you know what I'm saying, if you don't continue to win and maximize, you know, your wins? Like Duarte, that was a good win for Ryan. Didn't he just win again against Regis? So, you know, it's all about how names age on your resume. So I definitely agree, but that's what I want to know. Does the resume tell your full story though? Because I hear a lot of people saying, you know, Bootsy can fight somebody to prove himself, but don't you look at how he fights in the ring? That shit he's doing can't be easy. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of who they put in front of him. I mean, some people may think that he's hyped, which is your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because he hasn't fought a name that you clearly recognize, but he's fighting other champions. You know what I'm saying? And some of the guys that y'all want him to go up against are not even champions. So the shit just confuses me sometimes. That's why I really wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, it's really based on, I guess, who you like and if you really like them and so on and so forth. Because as you know, I guess, bro, you said you mentioned him earlier, but Gervonta's resume, how many champions does he have on his resume versus his contemporaries? You know what I'm saying? Those guys went on to be champions after they fought him. We're about to have our second bum ball on the 6th of December with two of his previous opponents again. You know what I'm saying? We just had Ryan versus Rolly. Now we're about to have Lamont versus Pitbull. All takes kids. You know what I'm saying? All takes children. You know, we're gonna see no matter who wins this fight on December 6th, Tank look good because he, you know, he handled business against both of them. Now he needs to run it back with Roach, yes. But he won against Pitbull, so it really don't really matter. The same shit between Ryan and Rolly. It really doesn't matter who won because Tank beat them both.
yeah. I like to call my man Tank the foster parent because that nigga fostering a whole lot of niggas' careers just by the mere mention of his name. You just attach his name and voila, we got smoke, we got buzz, we got everything that's necessary to make something bubble and pop. That being said, I agree with everything you just got through speaking on, and I say that even prior to, not even after, but even prior to, their resumes really are similar, and if not, you know, they're leaning towards a certain direction. And the sad thing is that you got somebody highlighted up there, notorious by hate, but you know, he often likes to take shots and digs at Tank. But my thing is, if Tank is scared and he don't want to fight nobody, why are his contemporaries not fighting the somebodies that you say Tank need to fight? Why is he the only one being held to the standard? Likewise, why is Boots the only one getting held to a standard when he can't get fights, or the fights that he tried to get, you know, they were not available to him at that time. And now, you know, he's squeezing himself into a division to try to unify, because I don't think he knew he could get the undisputed because he wasn't getting the fights, and he's getting tagged on that. I think that, you know, hopefully after this fight he starts to line up the people that they want him to fight, so he can knock their ass off too, so they can make a new narrative on him, because right now narratives run wild.
So I got a question, right? GQ. So you're saying until you win a ring belt in your division, your resume don't mean shit. That's interesting. That's interesting. Tank's resume is trash, even with 11 champions on his resume. It's trash. That's
You
interesting.
could tell that's a turkeyite.
Yeah.
Well, that's why
Anyway,
Turkey had them boys on Max Kellerman talking down and devaluing the belts anyway. They want that
Yeah.
belt to be the belt that
well,
only
they
matters.
want their Zuffa belt, and they want the Ring Magazine belt to be the only belts that are going to be
It'll
interplay.
be a
So
beautiful day
that's
when
just that.
when those are the only belts.
Why?
Wow. Oh
I want
damn, we said that at
apocalypse to
the same
come to
time.
boxing. I've told you this before, Jab Queen. I'm done
Oh
with
man.
these promotions. I'm done with this current system. I want us to go back to one entity in boxing. I want us to go back to those days when it was the mob, when the mob was running boxing. It was beautiful.
Okay, mark it down,
Like we
please.
had
I'm done.
fighters.
All right, all
Okay,
right,
go ahead,
all
go ahead.
right,
I'm just
all
telling you
right.
my point of view. I'm
Oh
happy for the
man.
Zuffa boxing.
Oh man.
It'd be
Oh my
beautiful.
Oh
goodness.
man. So you
I'm
want to
done
see
with
the
this.
Muhammad Ali Act repealed? That made it a whole lot better for boxers. But the problem was that
I mean,
they didn't come up with any laws to put on some of these promotional companies as well as these sanctioning bodies and the ones who do the backroom deals. You know what I mean? Whereas though they pay so that their particular belt will be given to like a nobody so that somebody like Keyshawn can come along and knock him out real quick and be recognized
I
as a
but
champion. You know what I mean?
I'm just some.
You talking about that? That's that old school top rank Bob Byrne bullshit. You know what I mean? That shit need to go. I
Beautiful.
understand that when boxing. That's they the people who need to be put in check. And at the same time, they need to
What's
go
good,
ahead
Ruben?
if they want to rise the Muhammad Ali Act. They got to make it more conducive for good health care for these boxers once they get to be
Man,
60 and 70. Oh
these are
yeah.
Republicans.
Oh
They don't care
yeah,
about health
because
care.
Okay,
yeah,
listen, we're not
yeah.
gonna go through all of this. We're not gonna do all of that right there. Marky Dan is a fool. We're just gonna leave it there. But Marky Dan, I believe the comment on the screen is for
Wow,
you.
I'm a fool.
The comment on the screen is for you, Marky Dan. That's from
You
Crush.
wasn't born when the mob ran boxing, but I watched it. I've studied it. Crush the old man. I'm a
So,
historian. You know that.
oh please. So, all right. So
Mm.
y'all. So, does your
This
resume tell
era is
your story? I
trash.
still ain't heard no answer. Yes or no? Does your resume tell your full story as a fighter?
It can tell you the
Nah.
progression of a boxer's career
Thank you,
to
Mr. Glenn.
getting to where they came from. You know what I mean?
I
Mr.
You
mean,
got to
Showtime.
start them
Anybody else?
off.
I think, for instance, like Abdullah Mason, I think he's being moved correctly. I feel like his opposition is slowly progressing. And I feel like we've seen him with a couple of hiccups, when he got dropped those 2 times in that one fight. But ever since then, he's corrected his mistakes and he's continued to progress. So I think, as far as Top Rank goes, they're moving him correctly because we know that Top Rank has a propensity to run a low key witness protection program or a soft touch program for well on beyond when these niggas need to be in a well tough touch program. So I think they're
Bud
moving him
Crawford.
progressively good.
So, Jab,
But
let me ask you a question, Jab.
I heard
You don't
that.
have a problem with Abdullah Mason being on the top ranked diet?
I don't think he's on a top ranked diet. I think he's being matched properly. I think that his opposition, as I said, is slowly increasing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, yeah, I think he's doing amazing. He fought Navarrete when he was 19. This was just last year. When did Shakur fight him at like 25? So I think
He
he's
never
taking
fought Navarrete, did he?
He just fought him. Ain't that who he
Yeah.
just fought?
No, he didn't fight Navarrete. He fought Nakatila.
I'm
Nakatila.
sorry. Yes, Nakatila, whatever the hell his name is. Yes, Nakatila. He just fought him this past June. So I mean, I think he's being matched correctly, and I think that his career is progressing correctly as well. He's about to get his first title shot. You know what I'm saying, against another undefeated nigga from the UK or whatever the case may be, Sam Noakes. But he's also, a tough opponent.
White man.
So we're gonna stop it. So we're gonna see. You know what I'm saying? And
He
listen,
is.
only time will tell. So Stephen says resumes only matter if you win or lose. Okay.
I mean, I
Right.
think
Right. I think so too.
when I look at it, I look at it like an equation. I don't think resumes tell the whole story. I think it's resumes plus you got to look at the eye test. You got to look at the film, what they doing in the ring, obviously, and see what's going down. Because, like, I mean, with Williams Zepeda, I mean, he knocked out a bunch of people, but it's a
That
bunch
had
of
already been
bums.
knocked out 10 and 11 times. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. So the
It's
eye
easy to
test
have
gonna
a
tell you
30.
everything.
It's easy to have a 30 and 0 resume if
Exactly.
you
So,
fighting a garbage can
mm,
worker, my daughter's gym teacher, you know what I'm saying, her
or a
math
dock
teacher.
boy.
It's easy to have 30 and 0.
Yep.
So that's the thing.
Yep.
That's the question. Does your resume tell the full story? And then, my next question was, will SNAC be helping Devin Haney in that ring on the 22nd? I want to know this
Why
guy.
wouldn't
already,
they?
it's
Why wouldn't
already
they?
helping.
Why
It's
wouldn't they?
already helping. You ain't seen that
Hey,
nigga?
Snack can't help
That
him.
shit already
Snack,
helping.
Hey,
he
Jab
can get
Queen.
snuck. He can get packed. He can go dig up Eddie Futz. Ain't nothing gonna help him on the 27th,
Ain't nothing
22nd.
to help that nigga.
Ain't
I'm
Let
nothing.
me
trying to
tell
tell you,
you.
I cannot wait.
Let me
When
tell
I
you
tell you
something,
I can't
Shelton
wait for
Moore.
that fight, Mr. Shelton, I cannot fucking wait. I
Look,
want Brian Norman to knock his
Let me tell
ass
you something,
out.
Shelton Moore. You
for
could get a
real.
flurry, you could get a curry, or I forgot the other one. But Haney in 10. He's
I'm
stopping that
telling you
nigga.
now.
Hold
I'm
up, wait
telling
a
you
I
goddamn
now.
said,
minute. Hold on,
I'm
everybody be
That ain't
quiet.
friendly
happening.
$10.
Marky
Friendly
Dan,
$10.
That is
explain.
not going to
Friendly
happen.
$10.
Mr. Lynch, hold on. Marky Dan, explain yourself right now. What did you just say?
Man, Devin Haney is gonna control this fight. I've been watching Brian Norman's fights. I watched him against what's his name,
Hey,
Quentin
Cass, baby,
Johnson.
how you doing?
Watched
Y'all
it
smash
against
that
Boca
like button.
Chica.
Uh-huh.
What I watched him against this Chinaman, or excuse me, this Islander from Japan. Um, I just don't think Brian Norman really got that great skill level at fighting from long range. I think Devin Haney gonna dominate him. And I think Devin gonna be at his correct weight. You know what I'm saying? And that jab is gonna be pumping. Like in Boca Chica fight, I think Boca Chica really exposed a flaw with Brian Norman, which I don't know if he fixed. But you look at the Santalan fight, that wasn't no fight where where we saw Brian Norman be really skillful. He was really on the back foot a lot and against the ropes and was just standing toe to toe and slugging. You know what I'm saying? If anything, he showed some good grappling. Which is good for inside fighting. But I think Dev is just gonna dominate this fight from the outside. I think it's gonna
Well,
be vicious for Brian Norman, man.
that's the whole thing though, from the outside. So he has to come in because you do know that Brian Norman has a longer reach, so he's gonna have to get in closer to hit him. You don't think that
He don't
coming
know
in
how
he's
to
gonna
use
get
it
clipped
though.
or going out? Yeah, who don't know how to use what?
Brian Norman
Oh, this is ridiculous.
All
This is
right.
against a Devin Haney at least. Against a Devin Haney at
Yo,
least.
Now
That's all
I'm
I'm
gonna
remember,
tell
saying.
you
now
what's
a
going to
jab queen. I
happen.
want you to remember, this the same dude that said Canelo was knocking Terrence Crawford out tonight.
I changed my
this is
opinion. I
crazy.
changed my mind. I
No,
changed my
you
mind.
can't change your
And
mind
Shelton
after he
Moore,
get his ass whooped.
yes I can. Yes I
Oh, this
can.
is
I changed
ridiculous.
my mind a week before the fight. Yes I did. Anybody could come to the light.
This
Okay?
is absolutely ridiculous.
The
So you
heathen.
you are of the belief that Devin Haney is going to beat the brakes off of Brian Norman Jr. Is that what I'm hearing, Marky
Yes,
Dan?
in my personal opinion. Yes, in my personal opinion.
Mm,
Is
mm,
that so
mm.
wrong?
Oh,
Can I not have an opinion?
You can you
I
hey,
mean, your boy Grease Boy is fighting Jake Paul
stop it.
in a
Stop
circus
it.
event a week before.
Not Grease Boy.
I'll
Hey,
put
that's
it like
wrong,
Yeah.
Marky.
this,
Don't
All
yo.
do
right,
it like
that's
that.
all right.
Don't
That's
call him
The
Grease Boy.
man name is Grease.
that's
He
enough.
said he
Can
had
I
grease
address
in his
that?
eyes,
Right,
something
yeah.
more.
Please,
Yes, you
Jab, let
can.
me.
Yeah, go ahead, let Mr. Lynch. Be quiet, Marky.
All right,
Hey, go
man. Let
Before
ahead.
me.
you speak on
All
my
right. Number one, it's an exhibition match. You know what I mean? It's an exhibition match. And number
Grease Boy.
two,
I
the
love it.
man is getting upwards of somewhere
Grease
around
boy.
150 million dollars. 150 of them M's, to quote Tank. And I'm there. Give me 150 of them M's and I'm there. You know what I mean? So even all of your favorite fighters would take that money if they had the chance. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, in one fight, he would outgross all of your favorite fighters in one fight. He would out earn them. in one fight. One
I
fight.
don't give
Just
a
think about that.
damn. I'm not no
Just think
accountant.
about that.
I
And then after that, who knows? It might be Pac-Man. If he can get past Rolly,
some more
hey, that will
bullshit.
make what? Three? Three division champ? Tank at 147. Or
Oh my
he gonna
God.
have to drop back down to
Oh Lord,
140.
Man,
thank
this
you.
And
dude is
then
Too
he
much.
gonna
bro,
kick
I ain't got no
then he
words.
gonna kick
All right.
Shakur ass. Um, yeah, let me stop. I don't wanna be
I don't
Nostradamus
care.
up
Like
here and
this
tell
is
the
what I'm talking
future.
about. And maybe me and you,
But
we
you
just
can
look
bet
at
on
things
it.
differently. You like to advocate for the fighters. I respect that. I advocate for what I want. I want to see this guy Tank Davis in some serious fights. You know what I'm saying? Against a Shakur, against a
Well,
That's
Abdullah,
what, but see,
against one of
that's what
those,
I'm talking about.
according to
Keyshawn.
the
That's what I'm
resume,
Hello,
talking
he
about.
had serious
got.
fights.
1 second.
Cause your
I don't
people
want to
wanna
see this
fight
nigga
everybody he
fight
beat.
a
So that
exhibition
speaks
against
enough.
a fucking punk like Jake Paul, and then go up and fight an old 60-year-old man like Manny Pacquiao.
You doing too much. Let me tell
Nah,
you something.
then he gonna
Now that I
retire.
agree, he don't need to fight no goddamn Manny Pacquiao. He does need to fight his contemporaries. But I will tell you this, right? If he ain't fighting no damn body, who the hell else all the rest of these niggas fighting that y'all love so damn much?
Man, stop, man. I'm
But
talking about this nigga. I get on the
you
rest
No,
of
I
gotta
don't give a
those
remember,
damn. I
boys.
don't care. I'm asking you a question, Marky
I
Dan. If
called
Tank ain't
Shakur
fighting
Stevenson a
nobody,
duck.
then who are the rest of these niggas fighting? They fighting killers and dealers? Because I hear y'all, right? And
nope.
I see y'all niggas
Nah,
in my chat
that's the
popping y'all
problem. They
shit.
ain't fighting
And I'm
each
not, be
other.
quiet. Be quiet. I'm not gonna
Okay,
time
I'm
y'all out.
sorry.
I'm gonna let y'all freak. I'm gonna let y'all talk freely. Niggas in the chat clap y'all. They just chat clap y'all. But I want y'all to answer this shit, right? Because I see y'all running off at y'all mouth, texting, typing, all that crazy shit. If Tank ain't fighting nobody, Tank resume trash. Who these other niggas fighting as killers and dealers? Put it in the chat now.
My
And
point,
it's
Because
Jab
I'm
funny,
getting
Queen,
sick and
simply
tired of this
all of them
goddamn
wanna
narrative,
fight
bro.
whoever. And
I'm
it's
getting so
funny
sick of
how
and tired of this goddamn narrative. He ain't fighting nobody. If he ain't fighting
mm-hmm.
nobody, who the fuck these other niggas fighting? Tell me right
my
now.
point,
Who are
Jab.
they fighting?
My point, Jab Queen, is they are all a part of the problem. It's not just Tank Davis, but we
But
are
when I asked you who
specifically
these
in
other
this
niggas fighting, what did you
conversation.
say to me? What did you say to me?
I
Oh, I'm
said, I
talking
said
about him.
nobody. I said Shakur a duck. Abdullah, he fighting his first title fight. They ain't fought nobody. I
Abdullah's
said it.
fucking
They're
19.
all a part of the
I don't
problem.
care what fight. He's 19 years old. You want me to get in there with Godzilla right away? You don't have no
Listen.
integrity.
You asked me who these other guys fought. These are the other guys I want to see Tank fight. I mean, Andy Cruz. Who did Andy Cruz just fought? He fought somebody. Who did he fought? Then he fought somebody that was a pretty decent name. I want to see Tank and Andy Cruz. I wouldn't mind seeing that. That's a decent opponent.
Well, you need to go holler at Eddie
Not the
Hearn.
Manny Pacquiao and
You
Jake
need to
Paul.
go holler at Eddie
So you
Hearn.
want to see hold on. So you want to
Matter
see
of fact,
Tank
let's see him with
fight
Lamont Roach.
Shakur. You want to see him fight Andy Cruz. You want
Lamont
to see
Roach.
Tank fight. You want to see him back Lamont Roach. Who would you like Shakur to fight?
I wouldn't mind seeing
Teofimo
Shakur,
Lopez.
Lamont, Andy Cruz, Tiafimo.
See
Absolutely,
how
that'll be a great fight.
you see how you slow on your response? You see how you slow on that response?
I mean, I wouldn't mind if he fought all the same guys. Andy Cruz. I wouldn't mind the Keyshawn fight. I've expressed before. I think this whole brother shit is bull crap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are not no blood brothers. I think that nigga Shakur is just a duck, and he like to put shit like frameworks in place to duck, like he's trying to do it with Abdullah, and Abdullah brushed that shit off. Like he's not with none of that. But anyway, um, yeah, I mean that's just how I feel about that, Jack Quinn. You can go ahead. Hello.
No, we listening, man. I'm just in here reading the chat. I'm watching D1 go to war in the chat, man. My man, shout out to good brother D1. He be on there on
Yeah,
people's
they going to
necks.
war out there, ain't they?
Do that
They
Yeah,
going to
they
war in
D1.
the chat.
are.
Yeah.
Okay, so
D1,
here's
Reach
the thing,
boy.
right,
get him.
Marky Man? I don't understand, and I get it, right? Like we all want to see better competition. We all want to see these niggas fight each other and get in there. But these fighters, right? Whether they afraid of one another or not, who the hell knows? I would hope not. They all goddamn fighters. The business has to make sense at the end of the day because boxing is still a business. It's the entertainment business, right? So these niggas could get in the street and
Yep.
just fight each other if they want to. You know what I'm saying? If that's all it's really about, but they want to make the most money possible. This is prize fighting. So how much money is Tank gonna be making fighting all these niggas that y'all want him to fight after coming down
That's
from
the
such a career high, which will be Jake Paul? What the hell would he? You know what I'm saying? And I get it because I want to see him fight Shakur Stevenson too. Please believe me, that is one fight that I would just love to see, so we can get this thing settled once and fucking for all. But
in the new
at the
era,
same
we ain't
time,
gonna have a
what if
Tank
he
Davis.
decides? What if
That's
he don't
okay.
want to fight none of these niggas? Then how will they make their bones? That's the real question.
I mean, fight each other. I mean, do what Floyd did. Floyd was ducked by Shane Mosley, De La Hoya, Costa Zoo, and you know what he did? He just fought everybody else. So, I mean, until eventually they had to fight him. Fought
Yeah, if
Zab, he fought
Tank is gonna make a
Baltimore,
bunch of money fighting Jake Paul.
Gotti.
He'll probably make a bunch of money fighting Manny Pacquiao after that. I don't think you ever go see Tank in a competitive fight again, personally. There's no gonna be no reason to.
No.
There's gonna be no
Y'all
reason to.
wildin',
He's gonna
bro.
make enough
Yeah,
money in the
that's the
next two
problem with this
fights.
I'm
wild,
listening to
wild
He's gonna make
west
y'all
enough money in the
wildin'
next two
over
fights
there,
to walk
bro.
away.
Y'all
The dude
That's
say he
wildin',
want to
man.
walk away anyway. Y'all the motherfuckers that don't believe him.
yeah.
He say he want to walk away.
What he say after the
I
Paul
mean, he
fight? I mean,
literally
what he
told
say
his
after Roach?
fans.
What he say at the press conference? He said they asked him if he's gonna retire. What did he say, Sheldon?
Well, I don't know. I don't pay him no attention.
Oh, now you
Of
don't pay
course
him
you don't.
attention, but you
There
listen to
you go.
everything else he say.
No. We
Now
had
y'all
this.
think
Exactly.
Hold on, don't do that,
I
We
Exactly.
had
think
this
y'all niggas in
conversation.
the corner
Me and
every
you.
time with this shit, man.
No,
Y'all
me and
y'all
you.
gotta
Exactly.
relax.
Get him,
Cam.
Cam.
Hold on. You can't do that, Cam. You can't do me like that. Because me and you had this conversation
Get him,
yesterday.
Cam.
And I told
Get
you
him,
yesterday,
Cam.
after I heard that interview on $1 Million Worth of Game, I never listened to anything else he said. Because he told me everything right there. Whatever he wants to do, I'm fine with it. Because he told me what he's about.
But you
I
gotta be,
believe
but
it.
it goes back to the consistency though. You gotta be consistent though. If you listening to what he said in one thing, then you gotta listen to another. But you just can't
No,
write them off after you
that's
hear that one thing, and you be like,
no.
oh,
Like I
I
said
don't
that.
gotta hear nothing
No,
else. That's what y'all be. It's like y'all want to have
No, once
selective
I heard
hearing and
that, I
reading
don't
and
need to hear
shit. You
nothing
feel me?
else. Whatever he says, I don't care. I heard what I need to hear, and that I don't care what he says. I don't care what he does. If he
Well,
wants to fight Jake Paul,
I'll
if he wants to fight
tell
Logan
you
Paul,
what he
I don't
said after the
care.
press conference. When they asked him, "Are you gonna retire now?" After the roast fight at the press conference, he said, "Nah, shit, I'm gonna have to fight another 4 or 5 tight fights." And then the man, Coach Calvin, literally is on interview with Fight Hub the other day, saying that he ain't retired, that he just need a break from all of this shit. So
Oh yeah,
bring
yeah,
the
I heard that. I
context.
heard that.
If
I
he's
heard that. I
making
heard what
50
Calvin said.
40
But
plus,
I'm still stuck. I'm still
if
with
he's
what he
Bro,
said.
hold on. Listen, think about this. Shakur, T.O., Ryan, all these motherfuckers said they was gonna retire in the past year. Did they retire?
Nope.
Hey, no, they
Exactly.
didn't. Let him
That's what
retire.
exactly.
Basketball
These
people let
fighters
him go
say this
without
shit
him.
all the time, bro.
nah,
Like, you know
but
what I'm saying?
none of them niggas is making $50 million in the next
Yeah,
fight.
because they
Who
B-side
the fuck
ass
is Tank
niggas.
gonna
That's
come back to
why.
fight for less
That's
than that?
right.
Because they B-side ass niggas. That's why.
That's right.
Them
That's
niggas
right.
don't. This is one thing about y'all. Y'all keep putting the harness on. Tank gotta fight this. Tank gotta do this. What about these other niggas? Y'all ain't putting
What
the
I
harness on
told
the other
you,
niggas. That's my problem with y'all.
That's the same
Y'all
question
don't
I just
put the
you
asked.
ain't gonna
harness on
hear
the
me
other
hold them other
niggas.
niggas accountable.
You ain't hold
That's
them
not. That's
accountable because you
Marky.
went over there and you
Tank
was
ain't
pump
gotta do
faking.
nothing.
You went back pump
Tank
faking
ain't
and
gotta
shit.
do nothing but what
We
he's
ain't
doing.
doing no
What's
pump
For
pump
faking
this.
shit. We
faking?
gonna
Did
put
I
this
did
shit
I
on the
All
did I
right,
table.
one at a
explain
We
time.
myself
gonna
Hold
put it
on,
all on
correctly?
hold
the
Did I
on,
or
table.
not?
hold on. One at a time. We're not gonna talk over
Some
each other. Y'all know
bullshit.
the rules, bruh. Y'all know the rules. Marky Dan, when I asked you the question, right, you listed about 4 people off the top of your head you wanted to see Javante fight. When we get to these other names, you slow on the rebuttal. Why?
I don't
She
even
said you
understand
talking
what you
like the
mean by
nigga.
slow on the rebuttal. Like I said Shakur
Because
should
I
fight
said, okay, and
T.O.
who should
He
Shakur
should
fight?
fight.
I mean, he can fight. He can.
I
But when
said
I said, and
Keyshawn. I said
Tank need to fight this one. He
Abdullah.
need to fight this one. He need
I
to fight
said
that one.
Tank.
Hey, Marky, you ever see the movie Harlem Nights
Nah,
with
I
Eddie
ain't watched
Murphy and Richard Pryor?
Tommy Lee.
Because they had a fighter in there, man. That dude was a champ. But when that nigga talk, it took a while for him to get it out. She said when you were talking about Tank, that shit came off your tongue quick. But when you
I
started
mean,
talking about his contemporary,
I mean, that's just
Hey,
terrible. That's
You know
discrimination
how
if you
we can
ask
tell
me.
when they
But go
lying,
ahead.
right?
Listen,
They
listen. The
stutter.
bottom
They
line is this,
stutter.
Marky Dan. The bottom line is this. We're not in disagreement. They all need to be fighting each other. So I don't want there to be any confusion. They all need to be fighting each other. The problem that I have with the masses of you all is that the first thing out of your mouth is Tank ain't fighting nobody. Then I ask
Cause
you a
he the
follow-up question.
man. He the
Listen,
face of
then
boxing. He the
Marky
super
Dan, let me
duper A
finish
side.
my question, bro. Then I asked y'all niggas the follow-up question. Well, who the rest of these niggas fighting? I still don't see no names in my chat, and I still ain't get no answers from the niggas on my panel. So let me circle back to the question that was originally asked. If Tank ain't fighting nobody, who are the killers and dealers these other niggas are fighting? And I am still waiting.
Well, Shakur, that nigga should. If he can't get the Tank Davis fight, I would like to see him fight Teofimo Lopez or Keyshawn, or maybe he could wait, get a Dilla fight. You know what I'm saying, in winter. You know what I'm saying? I apologize if I'm speaking too slowly. Just give me a moment. I'm
That's
thinking
my nigga right there.
respectfully.
I'm so sick of Marky Dan. I am so sick of Marky
Yeah.
Dan.
Oh, Gary Russell, Gary
Salute,
Antoine. I
Queen.
wouldn't mind seeing that
Jack
fight.
Queen, what's up, mama?
Absolutely.
Hey, Enigma, how you
Go
doing,
ahead.
baby? We're gonna get you in here in just a minute. Marky Dan, but you see how quickly when I said who should take, I'm not even gonna go back over this. You know what it
I
is.
don't know.
You
I
know what it
don't,
is.
man. I
You know what
dispute
it exactly,
the judging
exactly,
of my
Bubs.
my
Exactly,
speech.
Bubs. Exactly. We
That's
know what's going
crazy.
on around here, bro. What's up, Enigma?
Can't call it. Just raging through. What's up? What we talking about?
That's
Oh man,
crazy.
so much going on. We was asking, does your resume tell your real story? I went over Lamont's lies earlier. Does your resume tell your full story? And will SNAC be in the ring with Devin on the 22nd?
SNAC will definitely be in the ring with Devin on the 22nd. It definitely be in the ring with him. You know what I mean? And no, your resume don't. I don't think your resume tell the full story. That's
Okay.
all.
So finally, somebody answered my goddamn question. Thank you, Bella Faith. Bella Faith says Shakur's best wins are Herring, Valdez, Zapata, Constacial, and Gonzalez. And she said Yoshino. Now, stop it. Stop it.
Stop, man. Stop. This is getting pitiful, bro. This is pitiful. Stop.
No.
This is nasty work. Like, y'all really finished for that type of shit? I just cooked that shit on my show just now. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, listen, at least hold on, because agree with her assertions or not, which whatever. At least she had the fucking balls to answer the goddamn question. A whole chat full of niggas just running their damn mouth, and I asked a solid question. Could
I mean,
nobody goddamn
she
answer?
ain't answer the question. She ain't
She
answer
gave
the question.
listen, no,
You
shut up.
asked who the nigga should fight. She talking about who his best wins is. That's not the same thing.
First of all, she answered the previous question. See, that's how I know you can't hear. I said if Tank need to fight
Talk
somebody, then
about her
who are these
slowness.
other niggas following? No, stop it. Stop it. You're
All right, fine.
ridiculous. Anyway, like I said, and those names, I mean, those are her opinions. That's fine. But the bottom line is this, right? Everybody's hollering Javante. If Javante does what Mr. Shelton says and Marky Dan says and retires to damn Naro, what are these other niggas' resumes going to look like without his name on it? Is my question. Because as we can see, the niggas that even get their ass whipped by him become stars.
I mean, what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a void. You know, it's just gonna be terrible. It's gonna be like Riddick Bowe not fighting Lennox Lewis, and it's just unfortunate. That's what's gonna happen. You know, we didn't
So
get
basically,
Floyd
they
versus
careers,
we didn't get
all of
Floyd
their
versus Paul
resumes.
Williams.
So all of their
Or
resumes hinge on the fact if Javante Tank Davis fights them or not. Is that what you're telling me, Marky Dan?
what you said?
All of their resumes hinge on the fact if Javante fights them or not. Is that what you're
I
saying?
mean, no, absolutely not. But I just say it would be unfortunate. You know what I'm saying, that he's not on there, and that they
I
fought at the
agree.
same
That
time.
would be unfortunate if he leaves without fighting his contemporaries. We are in agreement with that. But if he does, what are they gonna do?
I mean, like I said, fight each other. What else you gonna do?
Shouldn't they be doing that now?
I was just about to say that. Shouldn't that be something they're doing now? Like, for instance, Shakur and
Absolutely.
Keyshawn refused to fight each other, and that was just okay. That was accepted. So this is like
Hell nah. I told you about the brother.
But that's what I'm
He's a
saying, right?
punk.
It's accepted by the masses that they don't want to fight because they're friends, right? Which is like, I don't get jiggy with that shit, but some people do, so it is what it is. But this is my thing. There was no
They're like Bert and
backlash for
Ernie.
that. There was no backlash for that.
Bert and Ernie.
Bunch of
I
punks.
mean, we being honest, all of them need to fight each other. And ain't nobody free from that charge. I think Tank guilty of it. I think Shakur guilty of it. I think Devin has been guilty of it. T.O. has been guilty of it.
So
And I mean, honestly, of all of the people we're talking about, the one who's fought more of the contemporaries is Ryan. And you know how we feel about him. But I think
That's a fact. But Ryan's jumped out his goddamn body with talking about Gennady Golovkin is not in the Hall of Fame. But we'll deal with him.
But
I mean,
even though Ryan has fought his contemporaries or the four kings, half of the four kings, Tank still has a better resume than him.
Yep.
I would agree.
And
I've
he
always
has
said
a
I thought his
better
best.
Give them at 35.
Tank is
Yeah.
the king of taking O's. He's
I
the
would
king when it
agree
comes
with
to
that.
taking undefeated records.
But at the same time, I also agree with Jab Queen is saying, like, we only hold Tank to the standard of fighting the other folks. We never hold the other folks to fighting the other folks as well, too. And I think they all need to fight one another. I don't think
Tank has fought the most champions and have defeated the most champions. How many
Agreed.
champions have
Mr.
they
Lynch,
fought?
no, Mr. Lynch,
Yeah,
we're agreeing with that. We're not talking about champions. We're talking about his
I
contemporaries.
don't agree.
So I think the conversation is mostly surrounded around the Shakurs. When Devin was in his weight class, the guys that are coming up with him, I think that's the conversation that we're having. Not about champions, because they ain't got a leg to stand on when it comes to that, because he's definitely whooping their ass hands down. But as far as like his contemporaries, and people love names. They want to see him fight somebody with another name, a big name, like what I'm saying, like a Shakur or like a T.O. or like a Devin. You know what I'm saying? When Devin was, I guess, in his weight class, because Devin now is, he's got Norman problems coming 27. But according to Marky Dan, not really. So we're gonna see.
Shout out Marky Dan, dog. That's my guy. Hey, but David, but Mr. Lynch, I would also add this one addendum that even though he has fought more champions, I think there's only maybe a couple of fighters on his resume that I wouldn't favor his contemporaries over. I think that there are a couple of 50-50 fights or something like that I think that they would be in, but I think everybody else his contemporaries would pretty much dispatch of him too. Maybe not in the fashion that he did, but I believe I would favor them over it. Now, the conversely, there is nobody on their resumes that I believe give Tank any trouble. That being the case, the only way we could tell what's going to happen between them is in the ring, and I wish we can get that part of the aspect together, so that way people would be forced to come up with new narratives about these fighters. Because right now, like it's often said about these fighters, and really our fighters in particular. Not too many people holding T.O. to the fact that nigga's out there clowning around doing all kind of stuff, promising to make.
I fried T.O. every chance I get.
Jab,
I fried T.O. every chance I get. Every chance I get.
Yeah.
Jab, you fry ninjas on a regular though. Like you be frying their ass like Scampy. You know what I'm saying? So we already know you gon' hold it, and there's a few of us, a few of you guys out there that are doing that. But I'm just saying on regular.
Yeah.
We don't hold the same energy. Like I said, man, I'll put it to you this way, because somebody said, I think it was Cam J said something about like speaking to the fact that if you're saying these things about these fighters, what are you really saying about the fighter that you're talking bad about? I forgot. I gotta remember what he said, but I'll say this in like fashion. If Tank is so bad, why are all the fighters and the people he has fought so bad? Why are all the fighters clamoring to fight his leftovers? But if Tank were to fight their leftovers, think of the talking point then. Tank would try to go fight. Go ahead.
Because
I've been saying that forever, man.
he had Floyd Mayweather to build him.
That's not true exactly.
That's
Marky
why.
Dan, stop it.
No.
That's the facts.
I'm gonna say this.
Nah,
Floyd
No,
brought
nah.
him everywhere with him.
let me say
That's
Floyd
a
this real
didn't
quick.
fact.
build Tank.
Let me say this. It doesn't
He
matter
did.
that. No, can I say this? Because if that's the case, what Hov say? What did Jay Z say when they said they made Jay Z?
You
All
made
right,
hole.
make another
Okay, so
hole.
make another hole. Yep.
Make another hole. If that's the case, why didn't Richardson Hitchens blow out? Carmel Moulton, he's alright, but he's not all that right now. You know what I mean? You had Rolly Romero over there. You had tons of fighters over there under that Mayweather banner. And none of them had that it factor like Javante Davis. Can we still can we kill that narrative, bro? Tank go in that ring and he knocked niggas the fuck out. He gives fans the fights that they want to see, regardless of who he's in that
That's a
motherfucking
real
ring
thing.
with.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple as that, bro. Like we gotta stop taking that from him, man.
I listen. I don't take that from him. The man is very powerful. He's very exciting. He's very entertaining. I give him credit because his style is it's fun to watch because Tank likes to not throw a lot of volume and he likes to let rounds pass and then he likes to set you up and get you up out of there. So I like Tank's style and it's exciting. All I'm saying is I want to see him. Or excuse me. All I'm saying is that it's a fact. Floyd Mayweather did promote Gervonta Davis a lot more than those other fighters you did mention, and that's a fact. We've heard some horror stories from guys like what's his name, Mickey Bay, that he trusted Floyd with his career, and Floyd just basically dogged him, like didn't give a f, just handed him off to somebody. Like I think
You
that's
mind
the
telling me?
story of a lot of people's life
You
with
mind telling
Floyd.
me how did Floyd
I ain't
Mayweather
saying
promote?
Tank don't got the it factor though. I'm not saying that. Go ahead.
I know. I'm just saying. How did Floyd promote Javante Davis more than he promoted any other fighter? I want to understand
I
that.
mean, he actually showed up to their press conferences. For one, I mean, excuse me, he actually
Wasn't
showed up to Tank's press conferences
wasn't there
to the point
sometimes
where
that he
people were so
didn't show
pissed they stopped coming.
Okay. Wasn't there sometimes he didn't
That's a
show up to
fact.
Tank's press conferences?
Yep. So
Weren't they
And he
always
brought
at
Tank to
odds?
Diddy parties too. That's a
All
fact
it
too.
take is Floyd to
He
show
didn't
up,
get in
But
the
and
oil
now
though,
you're
You
baby
know
boy.
what,
He
invested
didn't
Marky
get in
in
the
it.
Dan?
oil.
who
Marky,
took
okay,
who,
that's enough, y'all. That's enough. Marky Dan, what the hell Diddy got to do with
That's a
this?
fact.
Stop it.
man, shit, you want to
I
say
Let's
do.
get
something?
these
man?
women.
Devin
Devin
was in
Hold
Haney
the
on,
came in the
pool with
pool
that
with him
He
shit.
then.
introduced
guys.
them
Yeah.
to the
Guys,
top
we're done
Why
with
people.
was
this.
Devin Haney and his brother in the pool with Diddy then?
You know what?
Mm-hmm. And
Okay,
why did he
Because
D1,
have
it's
that
for
on
the
look
you.
same
on his face?
reason.
It's on you.
Why
For the
did he
same.
have that look
Oh,
on his face? Why
I know
did
whoa,
he
y'all hear
have
me
that look on
talking.
his
whoa.
If
face?
I gotta mute y'all niggas again, I'ma boot you. D1, it's on
That
you.
nigga Tank say a woman don't
Listen,
know when she's sleeping
Marky
listen.
next
Dan,
to a gay
He
man.
just
you
keep
know what,
fucking
nigga?
talking, bro. He just
Go
keep
ahead.
talking.
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
can't stand dudes like him. He heard you talk and then he still wants to keep talking. This shit's boxing hackerish. It's fucking corny, bro. When it's not your time to talk, stop talking, bro. It's simple. It's a real simple rule. But I'm tired of people saying it's Floyd Mayweather that made Tank Davis. No, no, no. It's how you perform when the fucking stage is set is what makes you a star or not. Tank didn't get there just
Oh
by him
God.
giving him the cosign. He's knocking people the fuck out. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter if it was a drained guy or this guy or whatever excuse you guys want to use. You know how hard it is to knock somebody out that trains to not be knocked out? Do y'all know how hard that shit is? It's tough as hell. Y'all got to stop with this shit. Floyd Mayweather is the only reason. All right. You believe that.
Right. Well,
I don't know what to tell you, bro.
I agree with D1
I mean,
100%.
I don't know what to tell you.
True
I
that,
gave the
D.
man credit for how exciting his
True
style
that,
is
D1.
and that he has the it factor. But it's
He
a
does.
fact. Floyd Mayweather is at one point in time, especially during the 2010s, was the biggest name in boxing, and he
Hands
attached
down.
and Gervonta Davis was attached to him. That is a fact. So you can
Okay,
feel
but
however
if
you want to feel about it,
Javante
brother.
Davis
Like
But
wasn't
here's the
shit, people
Was
would
he
throw him
attached to him
away
or was
just
he
like they
I
did
didn't
signed?
say
fucking
he wasn't
Badu
shit.
Jack. Just like the laundry list of fighters Floyd promoted in the past, bro. It has nothing to do with Floyd. Yeah, Floyd put eyes on him, but he took those eyes and kept them in his fucking pocket by knocking people the fuck out.
That's right.
That's
Listen,
what
I
it
listen.
mean,
is,
he's
dog.
had
If a
several.
tree falls in a
True
forest and
that.
nobody hears it, did it fall? That's exactly the
Marky Dan, what the
point.
hell are you talking
Tank
about? So
needed
listen,
Tank
That's my
performed in the
nigga
ring and
Come
he
on,
Marky
needed
bro.
Ty. You already know.
eyes on the
Marky Dan
Crazy
performance.
as
What?
shit,
He didn't
yo.
make
And
no
Floyd
sense
brought
there.
those eyes.
so
That's all my
never
point
does,
is. Go
never
ahead.
does.
Go ahead. My bad.
So
Go
so
ahead.
Marky Dan, let me
I
ask
don't
you a question,
y'all don't
right?
like
Let me
facts.
ask you a question.
Yeah,
Let me ask you a
fucking
question.
facts.
You're saying that it's because of Mayweather that Gervonta Tank Davis is a star, right? But he had to see something in Gervonta Tank Davis, correct? Which means he had to have a skill set, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So even though he brought the eyes to him, which he did for several other boxers, Richardson Hitchens, Jalen Love, like Coogee just said, all these other
Man, he ain't
boxers,
give
right?
a
It only
damn about
matters
those
about
guys.
Gervonta. What?
Because they didn't do what they were supposed to do when the stage was set for
Based on
them.
how he
They
treated
didn't.
them, he didn't give a damn about them.
Oh, come on, bro.
Based on how they talked, that's a fact.
It don't matter, bro. If they could fight, he probably would have
Band up,
treated
you
them
love
different.
talking about some damn Bud. Bud ain't nowhere near no goddamn Mayweather. Stop it out and stop
Like
being
he
It's
didn't
disrespectful to
even put
Mayweather, bro.
this
he
shit
Stop.
is
didn't even
out of
put
hand with the
Richardson
Bud and
Hitchens on
Mayweather
Tank's
shit.
undercards.
Oh my god. Bud
He
Crawford
didn't
is
even
the
put Hitchens
greatest
on
at
Tank's
getting fucking
undercards.
opportunity.
Let me tell you something, Marky Dan. A lot of these guys put other fighters on their undercards. I'm sure Pitbull's been on Manny Pacquiao's undercard several times.
Yep.
I'm sure plenty of other promoters put their fighters on their undercards. That's how you build your fighter. That's how you put eyes on your fighter. But your fighter has to keep those eyes on them. Your fighter has to have some sort of skill. Your fighter has to have that it factor that you say, Gervonta Tank Davis has. But guess what? It's in him. It's the it factor. He has it. Right? That's why when he walked away from Mayweather, there's no one there that has it. Not to say that Carmel Moulton may not become something, but I got to watch that little boy fight to the damn bushes.
I mean,
He ain't
I
got the
think
it
Yep.
Richardson
factor.
Hitchens' stock has risen
But listen, bro.
heavily
Okay.
since he's left
When
Floyd.
Tank was on Floyd's
Yeah, since
undercard,
he
how did
left
he
Floyd.
perform? How did Tank perform on Floyd's undercard? What happened in that fight?
Oh, he
Yeah.
probably put the dude to bed. Probably
Yeah.
put him to bed. Probably
Okay.
beat him half
That's
dead.
my kid.
What's up? No evidence, baby.
Nah, actually, it was one of his worst performances. People said it was a shot in the back of the head, but we all know that was cap. It was a body shot. But bro, you gotta perform, man.
Yep.
The performances speak loudest. What you do inside of the boxing ring is what says the most. You can talk in the media, you can have the best promoter. All of that shit don't mean nothing if you're fighting like trash in the ring. If you go out there and keep your distance and box all night, nobody wants to see that shit, bro. Besides us
Shakur.
hardcore boxing fans, we're cool with people boxing and we like a chess match every now and then. But 99% of the people here in the chat, casuals, they all want to see violence, dog. They don't want to see boxing.
Absolutely.
It sucks.
Damn.
I hate it.
Hey, that shit goes back to the
It is.
Roman Coliseum in them times. I mean, hell, we saw Gladiator. My nigga did Carnage, and then he went to the crowd and said, "Are you not entertained?"
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Hold on, y'all.
Exactly.
Let's
Yes,
get
sir,
let's
old
get
man.
Rich in
What
here.
up, Rich?
Rich, what's going on, baby? Talk to me.
What's up? What's up? I
How you
came on here.
doing?
Is
I
that Rich
came
from
on here.
Oakland?
Nah, I
Marky
ain't from
Dan,
Oakland.
you haven't been
Rich
on my
from the
panel in a while,
trenches.
but there's some change. There are some
Ah.
rules on my panel.
Well,
When somebody
no,
else is
salute to my
talking,
brother.
you are not.
I
Hey,
apologize.
before Rich go, because I know Rich can talk, and I want him to talk.
I thought that
That
was my
Nah,
Rich you're
go
brother.
ahead,
talking about, Marky Dan, is CJ Rich.
Ah,
Oh,
see,
okay,
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
CJ Richard,
okay.
CJ Richards, I think is in the chat. But go
Yeah,
ahead,
he was
Rich.
in
Talk
here.
to me, baby. What's going on?
Nah, I heard somebody holler at
Salute, no
Shelton
evidence.
earlier, and they was saying some stuff about Tank said this about he was going to step out of boxing for a while. Coach Calvin said that, but those are words that came out of Tank mouth, and y'all didn't listen to it a few months ago. Those are words that came out of his mouth that he gonna leave out of boxing and he might come back in a year or 2 years from now to get his head straight together. But when I said that shit like 2 months ago, y'all was arguing with me on this same channel about that.
Because
That's
you do it from a place of hate. He's probably leaving the
that ain't no
PBC
place.
to.
That ain't
No,
no
hold
place.
on,
That,
Rich. You said that you told us that Javante said he was going to take a break.
I said when Javante said that he need to go through therapy and all that stuff on this same channel, I said that, and I said, man, he looked like his head not in it. He said that he's done for the end of this year. I said, yeah, man, I think that's what he need to do. And y'all saying, oh man, he don't need to do that. A lot of people, matter of fact, y'all said a lot of people go through problems and they still box.
Rich, I don't know what you're talking
Exactly
about,
said
and
that to
I, and
me
I don't
already.
recall
And
anybody saying that.
y'all named the heavyweight that
Me
did some
neither.
stuff like that had some problems, and he still went through boxing. But now all of a sudden he gonna do that on the same channel. Everybody
No,
got on
Rich,
me about
I
that
don't
before.
recall. I don't recall anybody over here ever telling you that because what I do recall is we all said that. Yeah, Javante said he wants to go through therapy when he's done boxing, but he doesn't want to while he's boxing because he wants to keep that anger and that fire. Did he also say that?
Yes, he
Listen,
did say that.
ain't
Yep,
nothing
he
wrong.
That's
definitely
what
said that.
Nah, he said, listen, I promise you, I was on the same channel. I got crucified on this channel for saying all the words that came out of his mouth. But now all of a sudden, every word that come out of his mouth is the truth now, man. Y'all gotta pick what y'all want to listen to. You
No, we
know what I'm
Rich,
talking
saying?
about
Or,
hold
when
or
on,
he
don't
hold on, hold
said
on,
or
hold
that.
on,
talking
hold
about
on,
don't
that
wait
be
hold
don't
on.
you
wait
doing
till
that, Rich.
don't wait till something happened and then say, oh, now it's all sudden. Because I could go back. I'm gonna go back to this live and watch. I'm gonna send it to you. I
pull it
remember
up.
I got crucified. I got
Okay, Rich,
crucified for saying,
you do that,
damn,
baby,
Javante
because you
Davis, man,
seem to have a lot more
I
time on
just
your
hope he
hands
get
than
his
most.
yeah,
But
because y'all
I'll
Rich
tell you
came up
what,
here on
that's not
whippings
the
today,
topic of
talking
conversation
crazy.
tonight. The topic of conversation is does your resume tell a story and will SNAC be in the ring with Devin Haney on fight night November 22nd? That's what we're talking about. Stop getting on
what
my
you
panel trying
what
to
you say
derail my conversation.
what you say about them, Haney?
Man,
I
Oh,
said, will
yeah.
SNAC be
Huh?
in the ring with him on November 22nd? And does the
Here we go.
resume of your fighter tell the full story?
that sounds like some
Oh,
racism.
you said with Snack be in the ring with
Whoa,
him?
what?
Wait,
What?
hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
will
You can't
SNAC
be
be in the
racist.
ring?
You got a
Oh
white boy
man,
up here.
Guys,
I'm gonna listen
let
to
Rich
what
answer the question.
I respect what David Benavidez. I seen some stuff, man. David Benavidez said today. I mean yesterday, the other day about Ryan Garcia, man. Um, he said Devin didn't even fight that man 50-50. He was on drugs. I don't give him no credit for that fight with Devin Haney and all that stuff. I
I
feel
wasn't
like
talking about
Snack.
Ryan, sweetheart. I said
I
that's with
feel like
Devin.
Snack. I feel like if Snack's a legal drug and you not getting locked up for it and you not pissing dirty for it, who am I to judge it? You know what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
just like you.
Okay.
That's just like these people out here smoking K2 or something like that. If they could get away with it, if they can't get locked up for it, then to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga
That's
said
interesting.
K2, nigga?
Yeah.
No,
I
not
mean,
me.
K2? Who's smoking K2 out there, bro?
all
Yeah,
these,
I got
all
plenty.
these,
That's fake
all these,
weed.
What is?
all
I don't
these
understand why.
fiends,
How this
junkies,
conversation
all these.
turned her? I don't understand all of this.
I'm saying
No, 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 no. Stay on
if it's
topic,
not,
sweetheart.
if
I
I,
don't understand why you got on
what I'm
drugs,
trying,
bro.
what I'm trying to say is if you not getting locked up for it, if they not ban, you not getting caught for no using no dangerous substance or whatever, then the shit might be good. It might be working. That's all.
Mm. What?
See,
Okay.
So he
one thing I
co-signing
found
the
out about my
campaign
man
snack.
Rich,
Yeah.
Yeah.
my man
Wow.
Rich, I thought that was Venom in his profile pic, but I looked closer and it's just him inside of a heart, dog. So he's saying he love him some him. And whoever him is, that nigga gonna speak on it. But it damn sure ain't Tank. But I know you say you ain't be hating, but boy, you be coming up with some stuff that almost borders the line.
Nah, I'm
Hate.
not. Nah, I'm not hating. When I brought up that tank stuff, my bad for bringing it up again. When I brought up that tank stuff, I was coming from a place
Oh man.
that I was coming from a place. I'm like, damn man, this nigga, he ain't trying to fight right now. I feel like he gonna come back. I literally think he gonna come back
Man,
next
Greek
year
boy.
by the end of next year or probably or the year after this year, after this Jake Paul fight. I think that. I might be
Man.
wrong. And there ain't no hate or none of that stuff. I just think I'm just going by his words and going by his actions, his movements. I don't think that he's fighting again after this for a
Yeah.
while. And there ain't nothing wrong
Well.
about that. He getting
Yeah,
his
he
money, he
gonna
gonna
get
take care of his kids, and he
he
gonna
done.
continue fucking a lot of hoes. You know what I'm saying? That's what he
Oh
gonna
my
do.
goodness.
Yeah.
What does that have to
Hey.
do with
Ain't
what we're
nothing wrong
talking
about
about,
that.
they
bro?
got a lot to do with it. Look at AB.
Hey,
Make
nah,
your
What
legs
AD
Look
big.
not
at
AB have to
AD
Tyreek
do with
not
this,
Hill.
tank.
bro?
AD
Look
not
at
tank.
Tyreek Hill.
Tank got people around him that they ain't gonna let him crash out
They
like
ain't
that.
gonna let him crash out. No
Yeah,
way.
Tank got people around him like that. Don't disrespect
Man. Hell
Tank like
yeah.
that. You
Oh
disrespecting
man,
Tank.
shout out my boy Enigma. I didn't even know he creeped up in here, bro. Shout out to you, man.
I knew we've been in here. We're gonna pass it back around because Rich just he'll be taking me for a damn loop. I'm telling you. So anyway, back to what we were saying previously
Yeah, more
about the
like facts,
resumes, and
definitely.
if no, I love facts when y'all spit them because some of this should be coming out be hot garbage. But back to
So
what we
so
was
Jab Queen,
discussing.
you didn't like when my man said it when a tree fall.
Huh?
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you were saying something. Go ahead.
Somebody name in the comments, Miss Betty.
Yeah, I was saying you didn't like when my man Marky Dan said if a tree fall in the forest and you didn't hear it or see it, did it still fall?
I think I'm on damn market there. No, but okay, guys. So back to the resumes, right? If we're gonna just looking at resumes, do it tell you a complete story? I am of the belief that, like what Mr. Lynch said, it could give you a barometer, right? But it shouldn't be able to tell your whole story because you might not have gotten the opportunity that some people claim you need, but you shouldn't be in your 30 or 40th fight getting that opportunity. Do you understand what I'm saying? You mean to tell me
I
in
got an
30 or
answer.
40 fights that you didn't, that opportunity hasn't come across you, or did you decline that opportunity because you were afraid of the outcome?
Jab Queen.
Yes.
I'll answer it after him.
Can I just simply say that my brother B3 picks in the chat to go straight to hell,
Yeah.
and that I love
You can
Black
type it in the
Americans,
chat. You
but
can type it in the chat.
he's
I
a
don't understand why you.
Somalian. He's not a Black American. He's a Somalian.
Okay.
Salute,
All right.
B3.
Go ahead, D1, because that
They
didn't have a
should get him
damn
up
thing to do
out
with
of
what we're
here.
talking about, bro.
I think the resume talk and does a resume tell the whole story? It can tell a lot. It can tell a lot about a fighter. It'll tell about their past, what they want to do. It can speak a lot about boxing around that fighter, but I don't think resume is the only thing. I think casual boxing fans put way too much in the fucking resumes. Oh, who has he fought? What has he done? Like none of that shit don't mean nothing when it's time and the first bell rings and me and you are in the ring. All that shit goes out the window. I think you know who the best fighters are. We all do, and we want them to fight each other. It doesn't matter who they fought before. It doesn't matter who they fight after. It doesn't matter what the guys on their resume did. And like that shit is just talking points to me. Yeah, it looks good when a guy got more guys on his resume. Obviously, that's to go without saying. But I don't think it's the end all be all. Honestly, I believe if I see two fighters, I know who's gonna win regardless to who the fuck they fought before. Like I think it tells some, but not the whole thing. So
Um, I, okay, I can understand that. I personally, I don't think it tells the full story either, but there's a lot of times that, and like what you said about boxing fans, sometimes they're just over resume. I will disagree with that. I don't think their resume enough. I think their name, because if niggas looked at the Pater's resume, they would have known Shakur was gonna win that fight easily.
exactly,
So
exactly.
I don't really think. I think it's more or less people are, who did he fight? That's the first thing they say. Who did he fight? What's the name? What's the name? Instead of looking at the actual resume, because some of these niggas, if you and just like from like reading different stuff and seeing different things, there's a lot of niggas ducking real smoke, and that's because a guy doesn't have a big name, but he's a lot of risk and not enough reward if you beat him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
That's why we need to go back to the one entity system. I'm not asking
I,
for the whole Muhammad Ali Act to get repealed, but certain provisions I think should be repealed, specifically the first line, talking about how there should be now boxing should never have a league. It should never be ran like any of the other sports leagues. Get that up out of here. Let's bring in the big money. Let's bring in the TKO holding groups.
I
Let's bring in
think
the
TKO is
Saudis,
gonna
man.
make these
It's gonna be
guys work.
beautiful.
TKO is going to make these other promoters put on the fights we've been wanting. One thing that Dana White is going to do, he's going to come in here and do his fucking job. He's going to try to make the best fights he can possibly make, which in turn will make the other promoters put on the best fights they can possibly make.
yeah, but you know what
I'm
I
not
else?
mad
think
at
he
it.
realizes Bob Arum is
Hey,
about
D1,
to.
you know what else? If I don't think they're gonna do matchmaking. They're gonna put they're gonna
Nah,
put somebody in the ring with someone they don't belong in there with.
I hear
They're
you.
gonna
They
get them
ain't going to
killed.
play favorites. That's for sure. They ain't going to say, oh,
Nah,
you're the A side, B side. It's
It's going to
this.
be
I,
a
I think
tragedy.
I
That's
think
what's going
people
to
should
end
be
up
matched
happening.
up due to their skill levels. That's where like he gonna hurt a lot of fighters, man. A lot of fighters and a lot of careers gonna be hurt
Yep.
I
with
hear you,
this
bro.
TKO
But
shit.
something's got to give in boxing, bro. We've been doing the same shit over and
You're going
over
to
and
have
over
a
and over for years
I
and decades
understand
and
Yeah,
that.
my
decades. This
brother.
shit is broke.
Absolutely. That's why I'm
Hey,
Now,
saying.
listen,
But here's the
I'm not
thing, though.
for it. I'm not for it or
Somebody
against
needs to
it.
mute
I
up.
just it's there. Yeah,
Oh,
somebody
that's me.
got
That's me.
somebody sweet metal. Okay, cool. But listen, bro, I'm not for it. I'm not gonna stand on no mountaintop and say go Dana White. I'm here. Show me. Let's see.
I
That's
mean,
where I'm at.
listen.
Show me.
The problem
But
is
hold
Dana
on, hold
White is
on.
an old fashioned union buster. He's not for it. These boxers, when TKO hold because what's gonna happen? TKO holding groups in the side, they're gonna buy out these companies eventually. It might not happen this year or next year. It might happen in 5 years, 10 years, but it's gonna happen. They're gonna consume boxing and all these other boxing promotions.
No,
It's
they
that's
not.
honestly what I believe. They don't have the
Dude,
No, they
resources
listen.
not.
or
Some
the
people can't
money
be bought,
to
bro.
stand in
No,
Some
there.
they not.
people don't give a fuck
Bob
how
Arum
much
about to
money
Not
get
you
gonna
up
got.
out of
happen.
here.
This is us.
Bob Arum is
So,
about to get up out of here.
But you
nah,
think
Not
bro.
Bob
gonna
It
Arum is
may
gonna
happen.
be.
sell his company, all that he's worked for? He done stole
And
the
I'm not
company
even
any damn
talking
way.
about
Nah,
Bob.
no, that's
I'm
my
not
point.
talking
He's
about
not gonna
Bob
do
when I
it.
say some people can't be bought. I'm talking about Gary Jonas and the people in the smaller companies that are here making a fucking way, bro. Like PBC, you can't buy Al Heyman, dog. He's never going to get rid of his stable. Al Heyman
True
ain't
that.
going nowhere. You're going to have to compete with him or not. That's it. Like the people that
Facts.
own the PBC, they're in there, bro. They've
Mm-hmm.
it's been so hard to get them out of business and out of here. Fucking everybody's been saying they were broke since their inception. They ain't going nowhere. They're only
They're
boxing
probably gonna
company
be
that
like
turns a fucking
Bellator.
profit.
They're gonna be
They're
like
Let
the
the
me.
only
So
one.
hold
Bellator
on,
of
hold on one
boxing
second.
No,
in
they
ten
not.
Marky
years.
No,
Dan,
they not.
hold on, you guys.
That's
How
what
Marky Dan, Marky Dan, how much do
they
you
know.
know about this TKO league and this Zuffa and all that stuff? Because I've been reading for days. I'm about to drop my boxing 30 secrets tomorrow, so y'all look out for that. But how much do you really know about this league and this new unified boxing organization? How much do you really know about it?
Hold up.
I
Gang
don't really
says
know. I
everybody
know
got a
about the
price. No, they don't. He does.
I
He's
know
got a
about
price.
the
My
I know
bad.
about the investor. I know about the investors that are in TKO groups. It's WWE combined with the UFC and what's the other one? What's the other one? Damn, I
So
can't even
basically
think of it.
nothing.
But
So
so
let me enlighten
together
you
they
just a little bit, right?
combine for
Let me
they
give you a little
combine.
quick highlights, right? So they bought the first they bought broadcasting, right,
Man,
after
you
buying the fights and the fighters, right? They bought what is that, NBC. They also own the what is that, the African networks that broadcast sports. um they also have, obviously, Zuffa now is going to be rolled out soon. What they're doing is they're eliminating the sanctioning bodies, they're eliminating the rankings, they are eliminating broadcasting, as I just said, because they want to control the narrative. Not only do they want to control the narrative, they want to control the fights, right? How do you do that? You isolate the boxers. You make them sign to you and only you, right? So there's no competition. You can't go to another promotion body and say, hey, look, I want this amount. Can you give me this or that? There is nobody else. So basically, it's like this. It's like you're getting your ass whooped by your husband, and your husband's a cop. So what they're
yeah.
gonna do is they're gonna isolate the boxers first, right? They're gonna dangle this big astronomical
Boxing
person, which
fascism.
is step one, right? Which is what they've already been doing, throwing around all this money, making them think that shit is fine and dandy. And then when they got them locked into a contract, they're gonna pull a gotcha, bitch,
They
right?
are.
Yeah.
And they're
They
gonna
are.
slowly start
And
reducing.
we
They're
get the
gonna
fights.
slowly
It's
start
gonna be
reducing.
beautiful.
Marky Dan, do you
Manager
care about
Marty.
the fighters and just the fights, bro? These fighters' shelf life is gonna be ass, bro. If you constantly putting
It
these
is.
niggas in wars,
That's a
how long
big
do you think
thing.
they're gonna last?
Jab, that's such a
And then
big
on top of
Man,
thing.
that,
Hey, but
let me
that
you
add
know,
That's
let
such
me
a
add
guys,
some
big
that's
thing,
context on
problem.
that
Jab.
It's
too, real quick.
ridiculous,
That's their
bro.
These guys,
problem.
Let me
this
add some
isn't
context to that.
NFL. This
It's always
isn't the
gonna be more
NBA.
fighters.
This
Hold
isn't
on.
fucking. We can line up every day and fight whoever the fuck we want. The best guy here, the best guy there. You leave a piece of you in that ring when you get into wars. This ain't just get up and dust your uniform
They
off
do
and
it
we're
in the
gonna get back at
UFC.
it. You ain't the same fucking
That's
fighter
why that's
anymore.
why I said
No,
what I said.
They do it in the
And
UFC.
let me add
All
some
right,
context to
hold
the
on. Let my brother
TKO
here.
situation.
Go ahead.
Now the TKO situation, they're signing fighters right now, and the fighters they're signing is C and D level and prospects. They're not signing no big names over there. This is going to be a
yeah.
whole prospect league with
Joe
C and D
Grogan,
level
bro.
fighters, and then they're going to try to grab up
Hey,
some of the bigger
uh,
fighters. But you got to remember who they're under. It's under Dana White. Dana White's the same guy is paying peanuts and water the fucking
For the
UFC fighters right
UFC,
now. So
he's
all of these
currently being
guys,
sued.
the
And
big
all he
name
got to do
fighters
is
is
pay
not
more.
gonna want to come over there and fight for fucking 50K, 100K. No, they want some M's over there.
Hey,
Bro,
this is what I want to ask though,
wouldn't
right?
we
Exactly.
all be fine with it if Dana White just paid his fighters more?
Hey,
I don't
D1.
understand why they don't.
Yep.
Hey,
You
D1.
know
So
Yep.
the
why?
first,
Because
Because
he's
they
more
don't believe
beneficial
in
That's why
that.
to United
motherfuckers ain't
Arms
gonna go over
fighters.
there, bro.
Facts,
so the
They
yeah,
first,
don't.
so the
facts.
first, so the first
Honestly,
fight,
I still don't think I'll be fine with it.
so the first
That's
fight
why
with
they're gonna
TKO
buy
was
out
the
the
Terrence
companies
Crawford
eventually.
Canelo fight.
Yes, that's what they're
Huh?
saying. That's what
The
they're
What'd you
first
saying,
say,
Rush.
fight,
Rich?
Yes,
the first fight that was with TKO was the Canelo and Crawford fight.
that's what they're
Yeah,
saying. Yes.
that's they tried to like give it to Dana,
And on
but it
top of that,
didn't
Turkey don't
happen.
got no loyalty to Dana White like that. He just signed Matt.
Mm-mm.
He just bought out
They locked.
Matchroom.
Nah, they
Hey,
locked
they
He don't
in.
Bro, if
have
you
no
guys think
loyalty
hey,
to none of these
it,
dudes.
yeah,
hey,
if
they
you guys
start they
think you can
started off
trust
good so
Turkey Al
far. They
Sheik,
started
you
off
got
good so
another
far.
thing coming.
All
That
right, guys,
fucking
hold
guy
on.
is
Ab-
an
Out
evil,
your
evil
mind.
man.
Hold on.
Listen,
Let's get Manager Marty in here, and we're gonna get to
what up,
Sophia.
Marty?
The guys
Marty
are
was
Yo,
good.
A1,
Manager
bro.
what's up,
Marty.
Mr.
Manager Marty,
Bowtie? How
what's
you
happening?
feeling?
I asked if if SNAC will be in the ring with Devin Haney come November
What up,
22nd.
Jay?
Um, that was one of my questions, and then does your resume tell a story? So you and Tucson can get in, whenever y'all feel like it. That's a different picture, Manager Marty. I was like, who the hell is that? I ain't see the face. I just saw the hat at first. But what's up with y'all?
What up, Manager Marty? What up, Jab Queen? Shout out to you.
What's up?
Y'all make sure y'all
Good.
punch that like and subscribe button. Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody on the chat. Just to chime in and give my 2 cents real quick, so Mr. Manager Marty could hop up in here. As far as Devin Haney and the snack, I mean, that is what it is at this point, right? But I will say that I do believe that Devin Haney will be stronger this fight. And I say that because even though Terrence Crawford is also a snack fighter, but let's just act like they're just scientifically prepared for right now. We seen that Terrence Crawford, we found out that he had been shrinking himself down allegedly for all of these fights. And when he was at the lower weight classes, we seen that his chin looked a little suspect. And that was always
Y'all
something we
mute
talked
up.
about. Huh?
I'm talking to them. Somebody needs to mute. I hear a lot of typing going on.
Oh. And so what I'm saying is if Devin Haney has been cutting tons of weight this whole time and now he's not cutting as much weight, theoretically he should be stronger. His chin should be stronger. He should be more powerful. All those things that we kind of was saying he was lacking, theoretically, minus the snack, all those things should be improved in my opinion. So I wouldn't be surprised if David Haney did have more power, a tad bit more power, not nothing astronomical, right? But if he had more powerful simply because he's not cutting as much weight and he's not as weak as he normally is, like he was at 135. As far as the resumes go, I think resumes do tell things in boxing. I wouldn't say they're the end all be all necessarily, but they do tell a story. They do tell a lot about you as a fighter.
Yep.
You can kind of see the type of fighters people fight, the way they move, the type of risk they're taking with these fighters. Like you hear people say, "Oh, well, Javante Tank Davis don't take no risk." How many people has Tank fought that could have knocked his ass out with one punch?
All of
Regardless if
them.
he was better or more
Awful.
skilled than them or not. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Yeah.
to say he don't take no risk, that's just another flat out
right.
ass lie. And moving forward, I'm all, it's 2 cents boxing. Everybody always entitled to their opinion, but lately I'm noticing with the propaganda campaigns that they're just telling these flat out ass lies. Like at this point, they just lying.
Facts.
So if we want to talk about resumes and compare resumes and who take risk, if you're being honest about that, you can look at who resumes and who really took the risk, who really moved strategically, Who, you know what I'm saying? Who sat back and was plotting and planning? Those are the
Yep.
type of things you can tell when you look at people's resumes. It doesn't necessarily mean that this person gonna beat this person because, like we always say, styles make fights. But what I like to say is that the execution of the style makes the fight. So I think resumes are important. They play a part. They tell a story of the fighter, the type of fighter, the things the fighters are into, type of risks they willing to take, what type of plans and things they have for their career. But I don't think they're the end all be all. Just like I don't think the belts are the end all be all. Boxing is a
Mm-hmm.
very subjective sport. It's a lot of moving parts. And that's what I think the fans is not really understanding. Like people gonna feel different ways about different fighters, and that's okay. That's okay. You're entitled to your own opinion, but my issue I'm having right now is just when they come out with the flat out lies.
With the lies. Yep.
Like saying a flat out ass lie, like Javante Tank Davis has never been a champion in any division.
That is
I'm not gonna
crazy.
lie, like Max Kellerman is completely out of line for that. Like
He
he
is.
is completely out of line
We
for that, and I don't think it's cool. And the fact that normally if Max Kellerman would have said it, I would have gave my 2 cents about it. But the fact that I've literally had debates with people, multiple people, on if Javante Tank Davis has been a champion, I'm like, what are we talking about?
crazy.
What are we talking about? But that's just my 2 cents about that. I'm gonna pass the mic to Manager
Well,
Marty.
and two cents to your point, it's because Max Kellerman, him and his merry band of losers over there on the Ring podcast are super
Fact.
casuals. And I watched that interview when not the interview, but I watched that little sit down that they had, and they were talking about it. And when somebody mentioned Rolly, one of the guys up there like almost had a fit, like Rolly. Yes, Rolly is
Yeah,
a champion.
shady.
Let's acknowledge him and let's stop acting like Rolly hasn't progressively getting better. Like Rolly ain't
Fact.
been working on his shit, and like he ain't about to be what is he already, a 2 division champion or 3 division
Yep.
champion? Like stop shitting on him, yo, just because
Fact.
Yep.
Mal don't
Two
like how
divisions.
he fights.
Man, I was on mute. Rolly is a bum.
Man, y'all
He's
put
a
some respect
bum.
on Sugar Rolly.
Y'all gotta
Are
Y'all
you?
put
chill,
some
bro.
No,
respect on
he
Sugar
was
Rolly
a
Romero.
bum.
All right,
He
He
not
was
no
all
a bum
bum,
when he
bro.
was with
right.
Bullet.
He's not a
We're
There's a
not
bum.
whole bunch
doing.
Nicknamed
of
by the
We're
little Max
referee.
doing.
The
Kellerman.
We're
He's not
referee
a
doing.
bum,
didn't
nigga.
take him.
We're not
Give
gonna
him
Whole
keep
two
bunch
doing
of
that.
cents.
little baby
Marky
Maxes running
Bam,
around
I
here
will
with his
boot your ass
bullshit.
off my platform. Stop interrupting her and stop with these damn ridiculous outbursts. Talking about Rolly's a bum.
Man,
Shut your ass
Man,
up.
Rolly getting better every day,
was.
bro. If you
Excuse
can't
me.
see
He
that,
was
you
a bum.
shouldn't even be
Let me
here.
Manager
abbreviate that.
Marty, get on up in here because this is this is this
Shouldn't
is
even
Right.
be
turning
here if
ridiculous
you can't
again.
see
This is
that.
turning
Yeah.
ridiculous again.
When he
Manager
was
Marty,
with
what's up?
Bullet, when he
Real
Marky
was
shit.
Bam.
with Bullet,
So we're done with that. Go ahead, Manager Marty.
Yeah, I'm here. Um,
Go ahead.
I
It's
What
on
up?
you.
I don't
What
think I
up,
need
Mark?
this.
it's a lot of feedback. I think everybody on the panel may have to mute their phones. It's a lot of feedback. Um,
I muted everybody, so you should be good.
okay, because it was a lot of. I was trying to listen to 2 cents, and I heard most of what she said, but it was a lot of feedback in the background. First of all, salute to you, Jab Queen Boxing. Thank you for having me on. Salute
Of
to
course.
everybody that's on the panel, everybody that's in the live chat. Um, so what we talking about? Snack or
Well,
Devin
I
Haney?
posed
What
the
we
I
talking?
posed the question because there was an issue that took place. Well, not an issue, but like a little back and forth with Brian Norman Sr. and Bill, and then Brian Norman had this to say.
When he get to tattooing his ass, let's see if Brian Norman stay there and take it.
We gonna see. We gonna see.
See him on the
We gonna see.
22nd.
Snack ain't gonna say you now. Snack ain't gonna say you now.
Snack. I thought you just said you wasn't worried about the weight, you big
I
blockhead
just
nigga.
said Snack
Yeah.
ain't gonna say you now. We not worried about it. I'm telling you,
Sound
Snack
like
ain't
you
gonna say
worried.
you now.
Sound like
I'm
you
just
worried. I
telling
was
you.
just trying to
I'm
get off the
telling
He
phone.
you.
You
on that
talking about
snack
snack.
shit.
I'm
Yeah, he
telling you,
just
Snack ain't gonna say you now.
So that's why I posed the question: Will Devin Haney have Snack with him in the ring on the 22nd?
Um, I definitely do think that Devin Haney will have Snack with him in the ring. In that fight with Brian Norman Jr. I would have to disagree with Brian Norman Sr. Snack will help Devin Haney, like it's been helping Devin Haney in his past 11 to 12 fights. We've seen this movie play out before. Be Before, when I say before, I mean with somebody like Errol Spence. Now, Errol Spence didn't say anything about Snack to Terrence Crawford, but if you go back and look at the timeline and the history that Errol Spence had with his interaction with Victor Conti through social media, um, in my personal assessment, Errol Spence definitely underestimated Victor Conti and Snack. And when I heard Brian Norman Sr. say what he just said, it sounds like he's also underestimating Snack. And it's amazing to me personally, um, that when I first brought this whole snack thing to YouTube, this whole topic of snack, it's amazing to me. To this day, uh, Jab Queen, it amazes me that when I hear a lot of people talking about it now, it's crazy because when I brought this to YouTube in August of the first week in August, literally 2 days after Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fought, when I brought this to YouTube, the YouTube boxing community, a lot of people, and when I say a lot, I mean thousands of people, criticized me. They insulted me. They even said that I bet money on Errol Spence to win, which was a lie. Um, they even said that I'm just making excuses because Errol Spence lost. Some people even said you didn't bring up Snack before the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford fight, so this discounts and disqualify you for bringing it up now. And I've already addressed my reasons of why I didn't bring it up beforehand. But the point that I'm making is that a lot of people wrote me off 2 days after the fight when I said that Terrence Crawford's performance was enhanced in that fight. Now, when I was at the fight, and most of you all know that I was there, and it just so happened that I was sitting 2 or 3 seats away from a guy who is a YouTuber, BFTB. Most of you know I had a back and forth thing with him. But the point that I'm making is that before anything happened between him and I, he was sitting 2 or 3 seats away from me. And as soon as I saw what I saw in the first round, I looked at the guy, BFT. That's my first time meeting the guy after he asked me to take a picture with him. And I said to him, Terrence Crawford's performance is enhanced. I told him that verbatim. And then, like, the next round, which was the second round, Terrence Crawford knocked he knocked Errol Spence down. And I said the same thing to him again. And then, of course, we know what happened. We know what happened after that fight. But a lot of people was criticizing me for even bringing up Snack. Most people didn't even know about Snack. Most people didn't understand Snack. Most people didn't even realize the impact that Snack was having in a lot of these fighters, enhancing their performances. And it just so happened, if you look at the timeline of when I brought it up, 2 weeks later, on I believe August the 13th or 14th, Netflix dropped a documentary called Untold Hall of Shame, and then it starts solidifying every reference that I made about Snack and obviously Victor Conti. And if you fast forward to today, everybody and their grandma is talking about Snack. Even the uh, YouTube boxing channels that have large subscription bases. I mean, guys that wasn't even talking about Snack before I got on YouTube, and most of them didn't know what it was and what it was really about. They're talking about it. Not only that, but Victor Conti himself, he came on the platform. You all know this already, but I'm going somewhere with this. He came on the platform not once but twice, and when I told Victor Conti that Snack works, he agreed with me by saying it does work and science proves it. His words, not mine. Now, that's what he said in the first interview. When he came back 6 days later, I told him Snack works and you can't deny it. And then he denied me by saying that it wasn't because of SNAC that Terrence Crawford beat Errol Spence, is because Terrence Crawford is a great fighter. He undermined his own product and program and then turned right around. And I have to admit this to you, Jab Queen. I finessed Victor Conti to be the first non-reporter and non-athlete to get a SNAC promo code in my name. A lot of people don't know that, and some of you that do know that forgot about it. I'm going to have to start reminding people now that Devin Haney is going to be fighting Brian Norman, and he will be on SNAC. I got the promo code. In fact, Victor Conti still owes me money, but that's another story. The point that I'm making is SNAC will work in this fight like it has worked in the fight with Bam Bam Rodriguez, Caleb Plant, Clarissa Shields, Terrence Crawford, and multiple fights that he obviously fought under SNAC, Devin Haney, and the rest of them. And I'm going to tell you like this: Devin Haney's performance will be enhanced when he fights Brian Norman Jr. And if you go back and look at the original beef that both of these fathers, Bill Haney and Brian Norman Sr., have, it was all because of the fact that Bill Haney, who I believe, in my opinion, I'm not going to say this is a fact, but I am going to say it is my opinion, that Bill Haney is being influenced by Victor Conti to press Brian Norman Jr. and Sr. to do VADA testing regularly. We don't know how many times Devin has been tested, but we know that Brian Norman Jr. at this point have been tested multiple times, and there is a reason for that. So I just wanted to, say that SNAC will work in this fight with Devin Haney. In fact, if you look at the Terrence Crawford fight when he fought Canelo Alvarez, you go back and look at that fight real closely. Terrence Crawford, he never got tired. And he did a lot of movement in that fight, more movement than we ever seen him do before. And he threw more punches in that fight, more punches than we ever seen him before throw. And I say that because if you go back and look at the history of Terrence Crawford before he fought Madrimov, Terrence Crawford didn't go a full 12 rounds in a long time in his professional fights. But then, when he get on SNAC, you see the enhancements of his performances. But he went a full 12 rounds and he never got tired, not once. I'm doing a double park the school bus right there.
Okay, thank you so much, Manny, for that explanation. So you're in agreement that's not going to be in full effect for that fight. What's up, NHA Smoke Session and Two Rich? What's good with y'all? Y'all make sure
What's
y'all
good?
What's
smash
What's
good?
that like
What's good? What's
button.
good?
Y'all make sure y'all donate to the channel via Cash App or Super Chat. We're working hard over here. What's up, y'all? What y'all got for the show?
Okay, yeah.
I'm chilling, man. Here you go, Marty. Marty, why you capping again, man? You know
Oh
you
my
didn't start
goodness.
talking about Snack right after the fight. You know it was the egg waste you started with. You
You
said
said
Bud had egg
what?
waste at his.
NHA, you said, whoa, whoa, whoa. You said, did I start with egg weights? What you say?
Yes, you was accusing Bud of having egg waste in his gloves because Derek James was feeling his glove. He
What?
said, "Look at the first, yo, I can go back. You might
NHA.
have deleted, but the first. Now let me finish, bro. I got you. You. When I'm done, you can say what I said wrong and everything. So right after the fight, your thing was that Bud had egg weights or something in his gloves. Because you kept pointing out to a picture, you kept putting, blowing it up, saying Spencer's side of the head, how he had a dent on the side of his head. It's like, yo, how was this possible? Why is this, why does he have this dent in his head? And why is Derek James checking Bud's gloves? You didn't mention Snack until what the fuck is that old boy's name? This shit, man. He done disappeared too. Yeah, because I forgot his name, man. We was funny as hell though. He was a content creator. I can't remember his name now. But yeah, he came up with the eye collector. I mean, if somebody's what I'm saying was following him back, then y'all know who he is. He gave Spence the eye collector. He brought up the whole snack and everything, and then my man Ross and shit, funny ass dude too. He's what I'm saying, he was going hard on the snack thing. Then you picked up the steam. I give it to you. Nobody did it like you though. As far as what I'm saying is bringing up this excuse for why your man lost and shit to the forefront, and he blew it up like you did. You got that, but let's not don't act like you that was you brought, you know what I'm saying, you, or you know what I'm saying, you were the originator, because you were not. I hate to break it to you and shit, you know what I'm saying? I hate to break it to everybody else and shit, but I've been, you know, I've been following you since saying, you know, I was on your channel from the get go. In the first couple of weeks, all you was talking about is Buzz gloves and possibly having something in his gloves. You even brought up the whole Wilder. Oh, why y'all getting mad at me? Did y'all get mad? You know what I'm saying? Did y'all get mad when people were saying, you know what I'm saying, was blaming Tyson for, you know what I'm saying, possibly having egg waste in his gloves and glove manipulation? It's like, no, you didn't bring up the snack until like weeks later. You was late to the party, but I give it to you. You capitalized on it, you know what I'm saying, and you took it to where it's at now. And you damn sure got the, you know, Victor Conte interview, and I salute you for that. I just wish you would have did something, you know what I'm saying, you know, more constructive, whatever and shit, you know what I'm saying, to more teaching rather than just, you know what I'm saying, just parroting one man's character and shit. Well, actually, a couple of people's character, you know what I'm saying, names character, namely Devin Haney and Bud. That is shameful.
Oh my
But I'm
goodness.
gonna rest with that.
NHA. All right, NHA. Thank you, NHA.
Can I respond to him, Jab Queen?
Sure.
All right. NHA, can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me help you out because you said a lot of different things. And I want to say this to you, and I mean this in the most sincere way. You sound very smart to a lot of dumb people. Okay. I'm going to have to correct you on several things that you said. And when I
Damn,
mentioned
you
certain,
call all the people in chat dumb,
Oh, he
in the
ain't touch
panel
no,
you.
no,
dumb?
no,
He ain't
no, no,
touch
no,
you.
no. I'm
Hold
not.
on, NHA. Let him finish. We don't interrupt people. You know that.
Hold up. I'm not saying that anybody on the panel is dumb. I'm not. Can y'all mute your phone? Can somebody mute their phones? A lot of feedback. Yeah, I'm not saying that anyone on the panel is dumb. I'm not saying anybody in the live chat is dumb. I'm not saying anybody that's going to watch the replay of this live is dumb. Don't put words in my mouth. It's just a statement. Let me correct you on a few things that you said. First and foremost, the first thing that you said was not true. You said that I went on my platform and claimed that Terrence Crawford had egg weights in his glove. NHA, you never heard me say that. I have never once said that Terrence Crawford had egg weights in his glove. That is not true. The second thing that you said is that the guy that says the eye collector, and then you mentioned Ross. Let me be clear with you. The guy that you're referring to is the real Marlo TV, if I'm not mistaken. And the other guy you were referring to was Ross. Let me be clear on something with you. Both of those guys, along with others, even to this day, they all started talking about SNAC after me. In
That's
fact,
a lie.
Ross, hold on, let me finish, brother. In fact, Ross is the one who reached out to me to interview me because of what he heard I was saying about SNAC. Now, the guy that was really making things bigger about Terrence Crawford's gloves was the guy Ross. Did I make mention of the dent that was in Errol Spence's head, the side of his head? Yes, I did. But I never said it was because he had egg weights in his gloves. And for that, I would like for you, since you said that, I would like for you to do a homework assignment because this is important because we talk about credibility when people say I said something I didn't say. You can go on all my videos. I didn't make anything private except for the Victor Conti interview. All my other content is public. I want you to go around that time between August and September of 2023. Go on those lives that you see. And I want you to point out the video where I said that Terrence Crawford had egg weights in his gloves. And if you can't come back and tell us when I said that and what video, because everything is public. I would like for, and I'm asking you for this. This is important. I'm asking you to have integrity and apologize for putting something on my name that I didn't earn. Now, the next thing I want to tell you is that you said I made the topic hot and ran with it because I was following behind what was said by The Real Marlo TV and Ross. The part that's confusing to me about all of that, sir, is those two men and everybody else that's been on YouTube. All of them been on YouTube before me. So if they already had an established audience, and this is a topic that they brought fresh to YouTube, then nobody needed. I'm not special. Nobody didn't need me to come in and make something hot. All of these people were already on YouTube with an established audience before I got here. So the reason why I made it hot and the reason why people are talking about it now, and this is the part you didn't include, is that there was something that took place that nobody else on YouTube ever done. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You left this part out. I've done over 15 plus years of investigative research on Victor Conti, Alex Ariza, and Memo Heredia. See, so when you say that people came on YouTube and they started talking about it first, then I jumped on it, you left that part out. That's the most important piece to the puzzle of how I can come on YouTube and anywhere else and point out fact after fact after fact after fact. So much so that Victor Conti was watching my videos. That's another part you left out. And he was commenting in my comment section before Rachel Donaire even mentioned it to him. And Victor Conti emailed me. I didn't ask Victor to come see me. He emailed me first. See, these are the things that you forgot that I told y'all 2.5 years ago. But I just want to make sure when you tell a story about SNAC, just tell a whole, and if you forgot, that's okay, because I'll remind you, not tonight, but later. Tell the whole story. Don't leave any parts out. And I'm not trying to get credit for making something hot. I have done 15 plus years of investigative research on this. I got information about Victor and SNAC that I never even brought up yet. And what I brought up a few weeks back was that in 2017, the FDA investigated and inspected the lab of SNAC. Nobody else brought that out because nobody else know. So I just want to make sure we were clear on something, bro. That when you talk about SNAC or Victor Conti or even Vada, to take it another step further, you can't even talk about it without thinking about the research that I've conducted. So this is not about me taking credit, but if you going to tell a story about me following behind what somebody else did and I jumped on this bandwagon and made it hot, that is absolutely not true. I just want to make sure we was clear on that part. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Nah, but you kind of cook yourself, man, when you say you've been researching this for 15 years. But yeah, when you started your channel, you spent the first 6 months of your channel not talking about it because you started your channel 6 months before the fight. You know what I'm saying? Actually took place. You didn't mention SNAC one time. For a person who
My
did all
check,
this extensive research,
but my
well, let
check,
me
because
finish.
I
For the per-
be, okay,
All
go
right,
ahead.
finish.
guys.
For a
Dang,
person who
get
did all this
Ramos up.
extensive, I'm just saying, for a person who did all this extensive studying on SNAC, on steroids, and the dangers of it, and Victor Conti, you knew Bo was associated with Victor Conti.
I knew
You
who
spent your whole, you knew Bo was associated with Conti, right?
you
Prior
who.
to 6 months, but Terrence Crawford,
Okay, Bud Crawford. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
you
that's the
knew he
guy
was
that got the
associated with SNAC.
that's the
For the first six
Terrence
months,
Crawford
you
hater.
started your channel. The 6 months, yeah. But let me finish it. Let me finish my food. You didn't spend one segment the whole 6 months. I mean, you was on live every day. 6 months prior to the fight, because you jumped on the scene 6 months prior to the Spence fight, about 6 or 8 months. Not one time, not 1 second, not 1 second. Maybe you might. Okay, I know you'll go back and say, yeah, I mentioned SNAC maybe one time, but 6 months for a person who's done so an extensive research on SNAC and all this and that, but not to bring that up, but wait till after the fight, 2 weeks after the fight is when you first brought SNAC up. 2 weeks after the fight, all of a sudden, oh, SNAC played this role and shit. But yeah, prior to the fight, Not one mention of how the fact how Snag was going to play a role in this. Oh, we need to be aware of what's going on and shit. Yeah, or Snag. No, you're not making sense, my brother. I'm sorry.
Okay.
All
So
right, all right,
NHA,
guys.
you brought this up. I'm gonna say this, and I promise you, we don't have to talk about this no more. You brought this up. Can you mute your phone? I think that's you, NHA. So you brought this up before. So I'm gonna revisit this. So when I started my channel, right? I didn't start my channel to talk about snack, bro. I mean, it took on a life of its own at this point. But I didn't start my channel because of snack or talking about snack. I just want you to be clear on that. Number two, the first time I mentioned anything about performance enhancement, about VADA testing, and about snack was actually 4 months after I started my channel. I started my channel October 22nd of 2022. 4 months later, do the research. I had Stephen Edwards, aka Breadman, the trainer of Caleb Plant. I interviewed him. He was my first interview. This was 4 months after I started the channel based on a tweet that Victor Conti made up. He put a tweet out about Memo Heredia being associated with David Benavidez. I spoke on that. That was February of 2023. Go do the homework. Anybody listening, go do the homework. So when you say I didn't talk about Snack the first 6 months, that's inaccurate, brother. Now, you talked about me waiting until Terrence Crawford fought after the fact. If you go back and listen to everything that I've said in previous videos, I said this before. I'm gonna have to remind you. I was waiting for Terrence Crawford to fight a third fight, not just him, everybody else. It just so happened that the biggest fight that garnered so much attention was Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Now, the reason why I was waiting for that fight to happen, and when I say the third fight that Terrence Crawford had with Snack, is because that's when I was going to prove the point that Victor Conti was making. And the point that Victor Conti was making was that he used a three-fight formula against Manny Pacquiao. Somebody have feedback in the background. Um, he used a three-fight formula when he went on the boxing voice. I'm talking about Victor Conti. He used a three-fight formula to be able to say this is why he was suspicious of Manny Pacquiao. Do the research. I came back out and said I'm going to use the same formula that Victor Conti is using towards his fighters. And it just so happened that the third fight with Terrence Crawford under Snack was with Errol Spence. His first fight was with Sean Porter. Somebody had to mute their phone. His first fight was with Sean Porter. His second fight was with David Evanesian. And his third fight was with Errol Spence. When he fought Sean Porter was on Snack, but Sean Porter got knocked down twice, something that never happened in Sean Porter's career. Number two, he fights David Evanesian. He knocked out David Evanesian unconscious, out cold, something Terrence Crawford never did in his career with just one punch. And then, of course, we saw the third fight, and that third
That's a
fight was with
lie.
Errol Spence. So in the welterweight division, Terrence Crawford never knocked nobody out with one punch out cold in the welterweight division before he fought David Evanesian. So,
Now, now you're
so,
correcting
so,
yourself.
Okay, so
so
hold on, because we're not finna do all of this. Y'all know better than talking over people while they're talking. I'm trying to wrap this up so we can move on. NHA, control yourself.
So I was about to stop talking, but the point that I was making is Terrence Crawford never knocked out anyone in the welterweight division with one punch. I'm talking about out unconsciously. And then in the third fight, we saw exactly what he did with Errol Spence. And so right after that, listen, if you don't believe me, anybody can do everything that I said. You can go research this. Go ask BFTB. I was a little bit more animated, and I said some more things to BFTB at the fight. And even though he might have an issue with me or whatever, go ask that man. He will tell you exactly what I said to him directly at the actual fight, before the fight happened, during the fight, and after the fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. So I didn't wait no 8, 9 months to talk about this after the fact. Was you called it 6 months? That's not true, bro. You're spitting a lot of inaccurate information, And it's unfortunate because I know you're a Bud fan, but you got to go back and look at the history. Look at my channel. Everything I'm saying to you is public record. I've never lied to anybody since I've been here. But here's the thing, just like Two Cents just said, just like Two Cents just said on the screen, get over it, bruh. The thing about it is this. What difference does it make if I talked about it the day I started my YouTube channel and 8 months later or 20 months later or 6 months later, the facts don't change the facts of what you seen with your eyes and everything else that I've been teaching you. See, you say all this stuff about me and Snack, but NHA, you give me viewership on this snack topic. So apparently you've been learning too. So I'm doing my job.
Enigma, it's showing that your mic, baby, is
Salute,
not
Marty.
connected. Your mic is not connected, and neither is your camera, Enigma. So go out and come back in. And shout out to Two Cents with the $2.
What's
NHA,
up?
get over it, bro.
What's up, everybody? I'm back. Can y'all hear me?
We can hear
Yeah,
you. We
we
don't.
can
It's
hear
not
you.
on you, Rich.
Okay.
We heard you.
I mean, I ain't even
Um,
get to get.
I know you're gonna have to wait, baby. We're gonna move it around. I promise. Are you finished, Manager Marty?
Yes, I just want NHA to go and do his homework on what I asked him to do the homework for. So when he come back with the misinformation and he come back, I am
Yeah, he's done.
expecting for him to I am expecting him to have integrity and apologize to me for saying that
He
I
won't.
said that Terrence Crawford was wearing egg weights in his gloves.
He won't.
Okay. Okay.
Guaranteed not.
All right. I want. Can I say
Go
something?
ahead, Rich. Yes, go ahead, baby. What is it?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people, man, is like is playing like Spectre Gadget and shit like that. Like if you really ain't got no real evidence, or you outside looking in, saying what another guy doing and stuff like that, and the people that's supposed to be investigating that shit ain't
Are you
complaining
defending
about it, man.
Snack
You need
as
to
your
stop.
favorite
You
fighter's
not
part of the roster?
you not supposed to be no hot Inspector Gadget like clown, man. Like that's what you look like. You know what I'm saying? You look like somebody that telling your little brother or something like that to your mom or something,
Okay,
man.
so what we're not gonna
For real,
do
man.
is we're not gonna
Like
insult
I feel
or
like it's a
accept.
bunch of.
Rich,
No,
we're
you
not gonna
said can I get
insult
my
my
two?
guest, and we're
Oh,
not
my
gonna be
bad.
rude.
Okay, my bad. I'm just saying
We're
though,
not
like,
doing that.
okay, well, I feel like when it comes
Hurry
to
up, land your plane.
not when it comes to a lot of that shit though, if the professionals that deals with stuff like that not stopping shit, I mean, I feel like that your word really ain't shit. You really is lying. You know what I'm
Since
saying?
when is it normal for a guy to
You really
jump up
is
from
lying. That's what
47 to 68, not get gassed at all, look like a super fucking fighter out there? And we're not supposed to look at Snack sideways and raise our eyebrows a little
nah.
bit,
You
dog?
could. I'm saying. I'm saying.
Nah,
I'm
hell
saying. I'm
no.
saying.
Top
I'm saying.
athletes,
I'm
man.
saying you
Top
could.
athletes do
I'm
shit
saying you
like that.
Stop
could.
that shit,
You
bro.
could. You
We
could.
look at
You
it
could
sideways,
look
dog.
at it. You could look at it. But to sit back and say, when have I ever lied, nigga? You lying
Never.
because you don't know if it's true. You
What
know what
is
I'm
what
saying?
true? Be
You don't.
specific.
You don't know
Marty a
none of this
stand
shit
up
that
dude,
is
bro.
true that
Hold
they
up,
Y'all,
hold
I
up.
saying.
hate your
Cause
feelings
none of
because
this
he's
stuff these niggas
talking
ain't
about
get caught for
Rich,
none of that stuff.
Rich, which
All you doing is being Inspector Gadget right
is
now. All you
what
doing is being
true?
a detective, a super detective.
Rich
You
is
know what I'm saying?
what?
Trying to get a nigga locked up. That's all you doing.
All right, Rich.
That's all you doing.
Rich, hold on. Is what true? I'm just trying to figure out.
Nah.
What am I?
I'm not. I
Is
ain't
what
here to go
true?
back and forth, man.
No, you are
Sit
making a
and look
statement. I'm
at
asking you a
look in the
question.
mirror. Look in the mirror, man.
Is what
Just look in
true?
the
Wait,
mirror,
hold up.
man.
You wait, hold on. You said I'm
If a
doing
nigga
something to
investigate your
Rich.
life,
Are
you
you
gonna see
going?
a
Hold on, Rich.
lot of
You're
wild shit in
Rich.
there.
Hold on. You're saying that I'm saying that if something is true, what is what true? That Terrence Crawford's performance is enhanced. Is what? Be specific. I'm trying to understand what you mean. What in specific are you mean? Is what true?
Nah, I'm not meaning nothing, man. Just look in the
Are
mirror,
you a
man.
Terrence Crawford fan?
Man, I like boxing, man.
I know, but I
I like
didn't ask you
boxing. I
that.
don't get into all
All right, but are you a
wild
Terrence? I'm
stuff,
just
man.
asking you. Are you a Terrence?
If you ain't get caught doing nothing, and if you
Bruh,
ain't like I'm gonna keep saying, if you ain't get caught doing nothing, I'm not gonna put that
are
on
you a
you. I don't
Terrence?
give a fuck what it is. If
I
you ain't
get
get
you.
caught, I could be around the biggest drug dealers in the world. That don't
Okay.
mean I'm a drug dealer until I
No
get
problem.
caught.
No
So
problem.
for you to be an Inspector Gadget and investigating ass nigga, you should look at yourself in the mirror and look at the people that raised you, man. Cause
Whoa,
you a
whoa, whoa,
clown.
whoa,
Rich,
whoa.
okay, Rich.
For
All right,
Whoa,
now
whoa,
you're
whoa.
doing too much.
You
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
That's wild
So
right
so
there.
Rich. So
no,
Rich, are
that's
you so
crazy.
Rich? So, Rich, are
Man,
you a Terrence
I'm
Crawford?
being serious. You should look at the
So,
people that raised you, because
so,
ain't
What
so,
does
nobody
Rich.
that have
raising
to do with
nobody like
anything? Now
that.
you bringing
Wow.
other people's family into
So,
it.
Rich, Rich.
I'm not raising no one like that.
All
To
right, so Rich,
become somebody
Rich.
like that,
So,
to
Rich,
have
are you a
to
Terrence?
worry about another nigga dick. I'm not
So,
worried
Rich.
about that.
So,
Okay,
Rich,
Rich. We're
are you
done
a
with
Terrence?
this.
All right.
I
It's my turn here.
Yeah, go ahead, too, Rich. You've been quiet long enough. This is
Hey, I'm gonna say this, man. I've always said this: the toughest part about a fight is making the fight. Before the fight, everybody think they knows how it gonna go, right? You know what I'm saying? Before the Norman and Haney, it was no Haney's will never take this fight and all that, right? Now the fight is made, and you see what that
oh,
happens when the
that
fight get made. You people start breaking the fight down, right? And now upon breaking the fight down, they see that it's a possible path for Haney to win the fight. And now we start to get the scapegoats erected. Let's get ready. Just in case Haney win, here we go with SNAC. Here we go with this. And
Talk about
I'm
snack.
not saying what SNAC do or what it don't, but what I do know, if it's real, then we know Ostarine is more powerful than SNAC. That's what we learned.
we
Ostarine is
already
more
know.
powerful than SNAC. Now, in the problem with the argument, we don't take nothing away from SNAC. Like when Sean Porter lost to Errol Spence, lost to Terrence Crawford, we don't say SNAC don't work that good. We only give it power to the person who wins. You see what I mean? And okay, if you tell me Terrence Crawford knocked out a guy with one punch, he never did that. Okay, cool. Okay, SNAC did that. Well, what it doing? Ignoring Devin Haney, because all y'all ever said with Devin Haney was pillow fisted. So it's SNAC choosing who to give power
Snack
to. So
first.
No,
it's too
I got you.
inconsistent.
I got you, Drew
Hold
Rich.
on,
Let me
let me
get
say
this.
that. Let me finish.
Snack
That's
is for weight cutting.
too inconsistent for me to be worried about. This is what I know. This fight with Norman and Haney is Norman plus 125. That's basically 50-50. I don't think the experts, when they breaking down the odds to
I got
this
Norman.
fight, is including SNAC in their assessment. This is a close fight. This is a 50-50 fight. And just congratulate the winner. I'm not saying who wins. I don't know. This is a 50-50 fight. So I'm just ready to congratulate them. I don't think we should taint it with SNAC. Norman taking his test. Devin Haney doing what he do. People don't give Haney a chance. Now I don't want to hear SNAC now. We don't need to hear SNAC now. Y'all said Haney didn't have a chance. Let's just watch the fight. That's
Hey,
how I see it.
too
so
Band
rich.
up,
there's a
go.
few things. Hold on. There's a few things wrong with what you just said, too, Rich. First of all, what fighters are doing and taking to prepare for a fight absolutely has everything to do with the fight and how they perform in it. So that's number one. Number two, I've never said that Brian Norman was going to wash Devin. I said I hope he does. Devin Haney does have a chance in this fight, as I've said several times before. I don't give him an amazing chance, but he has a chance nonetheless. But to sit up here and act like the only reason he would win is because of SNAC, let's not act like SNAC does not have its benefits. Now, just because you choose not to educate yourself on SNACs and the benefits of it doesn't mean that others don't or won't. Now, I
Okay,
do
but
not spend my
what about
time,
if
hold
he
on, I'm
loses?
not finished. I don't spend my time like Manager Marty does, investigating that whole situation. But I do make it my business to at least know the benefits of it and what happens when you take it. Let's not act like we didn't see Devin not get tired one damn time in that Ryan Garcia fight. When have we ever
Facts.
seen fighters never get tired?
Ooh,
Let's
I
not
love
act.
Never
it.
get
Hey,
tired.
hey,
Putting all
Jab
that
Queen,
fucking weight
Jab
on.
Queen, Jab
Putting on
Queen.
all that
Hold up.
fucking
Hold
weight.
on, stop talking when I'm talking. Who is calling my name?
Band up. Band
Oh,
up is calling your name.
what's up,
So with
Band Up?
oh, hold up though.
Hold
But
on, let me respond, Jack. Let me respond
when
right
it came
quick.
to
Let me
David
respond.
Benavidez,
Hold on.
and it,
Let me
hold on real
respond
quick.
to
Hold on.
it. Let me
I've
respond
been
to the
quiet this whole time.
statement.
Yeah, I've been quiet this whole time,
Let
brother.
me
Hold on,
respond
bro.
to it. Let me
Hold
respond to
on,
the statement.
wait, too rich. Let him go because he has been quiet. He's been up here a minute. You have too, so just you got your bars off. You can respond in a minute. What's up, Band Up?
Hold up. Well, when it comes to David Benavidez versus my guy who wasn't a yardie, Boo Boo Andre, that boy was tired and he was beat. So all these it's too like my guy was
Being
saying,
hit
it's
with
a
a
little too
shot is different.
inconsistent. It's because then you're gonna have to tell me, oh, it does different things for different people and different things and then different
Isn't
this and
that
then
why he
different
takes
that.
their blood?
It's 6 rounds,
Everything's a
band up.
Band Up.
difference. Well, hold up,
Isn't
real
Six
that
quick.
why he
rounds.
takes their
I'm not
blood,
gonna go
Band
long. I'm
Up?
not gonna go long. I'm
Hold
not gonna
on.
go long. I'm
Isn't
not
that
gonna.
why he takes their blood to
It's a
specify
six
it
round
for
fight,
them?
bro.
Huh?
Your point is moot.
Isn't that why
That's a
he
six
takes
round
their
fight.
blood? Isn't that
Yo,
why
but
he takes
yeah,
their
yeah,
blood?
okay, you can say that. But hold on,
But
if
he's
that's the
trying to
case,
use a
Boo Boo
six
should have
round fight
never been
example.
tired. If he knew what
That
was
don't
wrong with
mean
Boo
it's
Boo, and
fine.
Boo Boo been working with him before fights and all that shit, Boo Boo shit should have been ironed out. If that's the case, it wasn't. It wasn't. And we seen it. That boy was tired and he said, no, I'm done.
It
I
was
don't
a
want no more
6-round
in the
fight,
ring.
bro.
But hold on to what you said about to your main question about will Snack play a part in this fight? Did it play a part for Devin Haney in the last fight? I don't really think it did.
We don't know because he ran around the ring, so we really
You know what
don't
I
know. But
mean?
I tell you
So
what,
so we
in that
don't so
goddamn
honestly,
Ryan Garcia fight, I will say this: I ain't never seen niggas get hooked off by Ryan Garcia and keep getting the fuck up, bouncing off the goddamn canvas like a
Facts.
basketball.
I mean
I ain't
shit,
never seen that.
we never seen EJ get dropped like that and keep getting the fuck up too, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? It happens. People get the fuck back up. That's what happens to some people. Some people got that resistance and some people don't. So we could take it from a guy that is on Snack or a guy isn't. EJ kept
Are
getting
you
his ass up too, right? Okay then.
are
So
you guys
when it comes
agreed
to
Hold
that,
that
on,
this
that's
is
right,
and I
Vanda.
think the
You
bigger
are
and I
on
think
Snack, right?
hold up, I think the bigger
are
question for
you
Haney is his skill set. What is he gonna come in looking like more than the Snack? Is Snack gonna play a part in it? I think we got to see if this nigga gonna run or is he gonna turn back to the old Haney?
y'all made it about
Well,
Snack. We weren't even talking.
even if he goes back into old Haney, what do you consider the old Haney? The Regis Prograis fight? Because that's the fight that I think he looked the best in. Or if y'all gonna say Loma arguably won
Yeah,
that fight. So when was Haney at his tip top that y'all
the
think that
the
he's gonna go what old Loma?
Cambosis, the Regis type Haney because he looked
Loma
amazing in
had
Cambosis
already.
too.
Oh my God! Stop it. Cambosis was a bum from the gate, and y'all niggas know it. Stop it.
It
Well,
doesn't mean
let
he
me say
didn't look
this,
good.
Jack Queen. Let me
Oh
say.
my God! Of course, it's easy to look good against a bum, bitch. Come on, man. You know better than this. Come
These
on,
guys
hit
got
Hey,
him flip
alligator
flopper,
arms.
yo.
hey, all
Devin
right,
Haney
yeah,
out
Queen. Let me
jabbing them
respond to your
easy.
statement though. Let me respond to your
Go ahead,
statement because
Rich. Go ahead.
in your statement you said it matters what you take up leading to the fight. But when Ryan Garcia popped with Osterine, all I
He
heard
didn't
was
pop for
it didn't have
Ostarine.
an effect.
It's a
He
good
See,
didn't
that's what I'm
pop
comment.
for
saying.
Ostarine.
How y'all perfect when it comes to Snack, but the real illegal shit, don't nobody know nothing. Don't nobody know nothing about the actual
Not
So,
a damn
illegal
thing.
shit. But when it comes to Snack, everybody
hold
expert.
on. Here we go. So, to Rich, first of all, he didn't pop for Ostarine. Okay, he got time for not reporting his supplements. Y'all need to stop running with that shit because that's
He
not
failed
fact.
the drug test. He didn't fail a non-report. He failed the drug test for the
Why did he get
commission and
suspended?
for
Why
Bob.
did he get suspended? Why did he get suspended?
No, I'm saying he failed the drug test. That's what I'm
To
saying.
Rich,
That we talking
to
about
Rich.
did he fail
What
the
did he
drug
get
test? He
suspended
failed the
for?
drug test.
No, that's not what you said. What did he get suspended for?
No, I'm saying he failed the drug test. He
Okay, so
popped
anyway, so
Listerine.
here's the
He
thing, right?
popped
If you want to talk
Listerine.
about that at the same time, that's cool. They were on a level playing field. He was on Ostarine then, if that's what y'all want to call it, and Devin Ass was on Snack. Whatever.
All
Whatever.
right. Well, I did want to speak to the other thing with Tank
Too
right
rich,
quick. 'Cause
but too
I,
rich, too rich.
yeah.
Can I say something to you real
Go ahead.
quick?
Go ahead.
Too
Go ahead. Go
rich.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, this man is Martin. You and the other guy named Rich, right? This is the thing that
Man, what you say?
amazes me.
What you say?
He's
Didn't
talking.
say nothing
I'm
yet.
I'm I'm saying something.
Rich,
I'm
I'm gonna put your ass off my panel. You doing a lot.
yeah. Hold on for a second. Check this out, right? It was a comment that was made. I want to respond to because Rich, you said who raised me, right? A per- One of my parents that raised me used to say this all the time, right? Show me your friends, and I'll tell you everything you're doing when you're not around me. The scripture even says, take it a step further than that. Bad company corrupts good morals. So I said all that to say this. If what you're saying is true, that you know there's really no big deal. I shouldn't be investigating. Nobody should be Inspector Gadget. Blah 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 blah. You a fan of the sport? I asked you, were you a fan of Crawford? You gaslighted me and sidestepped, and you said you were a fan of the sport. Cool. So if you're a fan of the sport, you shouldn't have a problem with what I'm saying. You shouldn't have a problem with me promoting clean sport. But hold on for a second. Since you said that, right? When you look at it. People are trying to hold me accountable, like you doing, Rich, and others. Y'all hold me accountable for reacting to an action. In other words, is my reaction to an action is more greater and should be more penalized than the actual action. And let me keep it real. We have a lot of men on this panel, so let's be real as men for 1 second, right? If you make a decision to do anything in life, good or bad, particularly bad, and you make the wrong decision, Whatever comes with it, you got to stand on it. So if you choose, Rich, you personally, because you said it, Rich, if you choose as a civilian to hang out on the corner, can somebody mute their phone, please? If you as a civilian choose to hang out on the corner every day with a group of men that sell drugs, and you're not selling drugs, but you choose to associate yourself with them, you choose to invest your time with them, and when the cops pull up and they put handcuffs on all of y'all, with all sincerity as men, you can't complain and get mad that law enforcement just so happened to think and assume naturally that you were a drug dealer because you decided to put yourself in a position to deal with the consequences of being profiled and misunderstood and even misidentified because you, a civilian, is hanging around a group of drug dealers every day, but you don't expect nobody to assume. I said all that to say that if Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, and the rest of them that call Victor Conti the biggest cheater in sports history, who is a convicted steroid dealer, if they decided to call this man on their own volition and they initiated contact with him and they're getting the results that they're looking for, and someone just assumes that because of their association with Victor Conti is skeptical and they assume that there's something suspicious going on, here's the thing. You can't get mad at them. If you really want to get mad, you should get mad at the people that called them. I'm going to take it another step further since you didn't want to answer my question about whether you're a Crawford fan. When Terrence Crawford
I
said
hope
this,
I
and
get this
hold
long
on,
to
let me
talk.
finish. Let me
I hope I
finish.
get this long to talk.
Let me
Yeah,
finish.
kick me off.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Rich, watch it.
No, hold on, let me finish. When Terrence Crawford said, I played the tape a few weeks back, since we hold it accountable of what people say, right? Terrence Crawford said, Manny Pacquiao is not on his top 5 of greatest of all time because Manny Pacquiao, he needed help. He needed help to accomplish everything he accomplished in boxing. And the guy asked him, what do you mean? He said, y'all should know what I'm talking about. And then he gave an example of a blood test. So I said all that to say, if you're going to hold me accountable for reacting to something that Bud Crawford actually did, so where was all this energy at when Bud Crawford made a reference and insinuated that Manny Pacquiao was cheating? You didn't have all of that to say. So you see how the rules don't apply to Crawford, but these rules that y'all have always apply to me. The fact that we're talking about SNAC now, 2.5 years later, it goes to show you I was right. And another thing, I'm gonna leave you with this. I would respect Rich, and I said this to Victor Conti, and I'm gonna say it to you. Please don't make no references about my parents or nobody in my personal space or who raised me. You could have kept that to yourself, homie. We talking about boxing, and we gonna leave it at boxing. All right? Let's just keep it like that as men, bro. And I
Salute.
land my plane, homie.
Agreed. Thank you, Manager Marty. Sin, what's up, Sin?
What's good with it? Everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
What's
What's
happening?
up
What's
with you?
happening?
What up, son?
Uh,
Let the
hey
hate
man,
begin.
I just want to start off by saying first and foremost that this panel definitely reeks of PEDs and corruption. So I
Oh my
think like four or
goodness!
five
How dare
niggas.
you? How dare you?
I think 4 or 5 niggas need to get tested on this panel right here, right now. Not to point out names, but I don't want to really I don't want to really get out here snitching on niggas and shit because I think Rich would be offended by that.
Talk
But
your shit,
Rich,
son.
Rich, you deserve jail time for that shit you just pulled. You deserve jail time. We ain't gonna think we gonna talk about that later. I think personally, I think at the root of it all for this whole SNAC shit, or if I could sum up everything in totality in the simplest words possible, I think now I think I know. In order for you to call Victor Conti, first and foremost, a majority of the sport stays away from him for a particular reason because he has a nefarious reputation that reeks of, everything undesirable for a noble athlete. However, there's a group of fighters who are obviously underconfident enough, because I think that you have to have a severe lack of confidence to see somebody with his reputation and just say, fuck it, fuck what the fans think. I'm gonna line up with this guy anyway. This guy is literally going to have everybody, a majority of people, question my reputation, question my moves. But I can't feel like this no more. I can't be this tired in a fight, or I can't take the pain of these punches. Whatever it is, whatever they're calling them for is something that compromises the integrity and the fabric of their careers. And for them to still risk that, for the group of fighters, a small group of fighters that's over there that still risk that, I think that it's a testament to their confidence. And it's crazier for some of us. I see some of the fans get up here and put up better fights than some of these motherfuckers that put in the ring. And I think that that's just troublesome. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they're the ones with the performance enhancement and everything else. And it's getting so far to the point where when you defend this nonsense, I got to, you kind of got to question everybody else's character, even if it's your favorite fighter that's under question with SNAC. The least that y'all can do is say that, y'all know that we're not making shit up when we make these observations. We're just simply making observations. But the level of offense that y'all take to the observations that we make, it almost seems as if we're really on to something. Y'all really validate our suspicions based on y'all reactions. And it makes y'all fighters, as well as your confidence in your fighters, it just makes all of y'all look crazy. And that's just me. If anybody got something counter to that, y'all can go ahead. That's what I got for that.
You got a hell of a voice for a motherfucker to say a bunch of dumb shit.
I want to say something.
It's something Dana White don't know nothing about.
Hold on, let me just jump in right quick and just say this. All I'm saying is this, man. We know Scooter wasn't Ryan Garcia's nutritionist or whatever the hell you call him. He brought him in at the last minute. Well, he brought a guy in at the last minute and Ryan Garcia popped dirty. What did he bring Scooter? Did he bring Scooter in for an advantage? Or did he bring him in to do something to help him in that fight? So I'm just saying it's a lot that can be scrutinized. I'm just saying before the Crawford fight, Crawford was selling his oath. He was going up there to get a bag and retire. He was just going to give up. And then when he wins, it's SNAC. Which is it? I'm confused. Which is it? I hear a lot of shit before the fight. Then after the fight, we got a valid point with SNAC. Well, you didn't say that before the fight. Before the fight, he was selling his oath. Devin Haney ain't got no power. He pillow fisted. He did that. But if they were to win, goddamn, we got to talk about the context. I just don't. I can't buy that. That's all I'm saying. I can't buy
that. You guys, listen. Can you guys be real for like a half a second? When you look at Victor Conti and everything he's done and everything he brings to the table, you guys ain't even in the least bit suspicious of it. Honestly.
Yeah, we suspicious.
Thanks, Rich.
Hey, D1, you could be suspicious.
I need the other two to answer though. I need the other two to answer. I already know you're.
I'm gonna be complete.
I'm not suspicious.
You want my answer?
I'm not suspicious at
I'll give you
all.
my answer. I could give a fuck.
Yeah,
because I didn't care. I didn't care 10 years ago. I didn't care 10 years ago, and I didn't care after the round.
Nah, but this why. Can I say something now, man?
Go ahead.
Rich, thanks for being real, dog.
Hey, D1, I'm saying you could be suspicious, but when you get up here and say that you not lying about nothing, that you like physically accusing someone.
I was just asking for my own shit. I don't know what Marty don't lie though, bro. I've listened to every podcast he ever had, bro. He's telling you his truth, bro.
Man, every time
that motherfucker lied a couple of times here.
NHA.
Every
He
time
told you
this
what to
guy
do. Prove him
get,
wrong then.
What's up, Arena?
every time that this guy get on panels, he talk about SNAC and Terrence Crawford. It's a million other fighters with SNAC. Why Terrence Crawford the main
Because
nigga
he's the
that you
main
talk
one
about?
doing big shit, bro.
Because he's at
Real
the
shit.
forefront.
And so here's the thing,
That's
right?
And
some
that's his
That's
corny.
not
deal.
true.
Like,
That's some
That's
corny
not
shit.
true because he's talked about several other fighters. That's
I
not
I
true.
ain't hearing
He
one.
sure
Yeah,
I'm
hold
do.
talking
on,
about.
He
Let's
sure
keep
I
it a
ain't
do.
stack
heard one.
though.
Terrence
It
I
is
ain't
Crawford
true.
got
heard.
posted.
Hold
It is
on.
true.
I know
It
y'all
is
niggas
true.
is not talking while I'm talking. I know that's not happening. That is not true. He's talked about several other fighters, whether you want to admit it or not. Now, does he talk about maybe Devin and Bud more than other fighters? Possibly. But don't sit up here and say that that's all he talks about because he has not. He's talked about David Benavidez. He's talked about Bam Bam Rodriguez. He's talked about Caleb Plant. He's talked about Clarissa Shields. He talks about
Thanks.
all of the fighters that are on SNAC.
What I think what Rich was saying is
Wait,
everybody's main
hey,
focal
first of all,
point is
that
bad.
wasn't me that
Let's
said
keep it a
that's not
stack.
true. I don't know why you kicked me off. I ain't even say nothing.
I'm sorry, Rich. I thought
And
that was you,
and
babe. My
and
apologies.
then second, I mean, only person I heard since this guy come up on the channels is talk about Terrence Crawford. That's the only thing I ever heard. I ain't heard nothing else. I ain't even heard
Well, just because
Terrence
that's
Crawford
all
and
you heard
Devin
doesn't
Haney.
mean that's all
I
he
never
said.
heard Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez wear
Do
them
you watch his
outfits
channel,
When's
Rich?
the,
clean.
hold up?
Bam,
Do
No,
you
no,
watch
hold
his
up.
channel, Rich?
So,
Yeah, I'm about to give you. I'm about to say something right now. I I skipped over to his channel 2 days ago. I think Dankfather was in, and I listened to it for 5 minutes. And I said, "What the fuck is this guy talking about, man? He's talking about a nigga that's getting locked up in a car." I said, "This nigga, man, don't get off his knees when it comes to Terrence Crawford.
All
He
right, that's
talking about
Hey,
enough,
yo,
niggas
you
Rich.
gotta
All
selling
right,
relax,
fake
Rich.
okay,
cash.
Hey,
you know
Rich.
Rich,
what?
Rich,
chill.
you're
No,
doing too
We
Hey,
much.
we ain't
Rich.
doing that.
Yeah,
oh
Hey,
no,
word up,
Rich.
man.
We ain't
No,
doing
hold on,
that,
hold on,
brother.
hold on.
I'm
This
out.
Hey,
cool.
Jack, I'm about to
I'm
You
out.
slide,
know
mama.
what?
Yo,
All
Rich.
right, baby.
Y'all
Thanks for stopping
tripping,
by,
yo.
Enigma.
I'm done.
I
I'm
feel
done.
you. Hey,
I'm
I'm
getting
done.
ready to close this down because y'all doing a little bit too much tonight. Everybody get y'all closing arguments.
Hey, I'll give you mine because I ain't never get to speak on
Oh,
the
I'm
tank.
sorry about that too, Rich. It's a lot going on, baby. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I hear you. I hear you. But the tank thing with me, I want people to get my point. I was actually a big tank fan, right? So, I did a video that did like 250,000 views about Tank when he fought Ryan Garcia when I thought he was going to take on everybody. Okay, it didn't take me but one fight to realize that he's not going to fight these guys. It's not that it's such a bad thing, but what I'm saying is when you achieve the money first, you have much more to lose than the guys who need you for the money. So I say, if he can make the money without taking the risky fights, why would he take the risk? And I said, now, then to use this example, I said, we all know the PBC didn't want the Crawford fight. They wanted Errol to go to 154, right? Okay, Errol was a dog. He said, "Fuck." He was for legacy. He wanted the belt. So okay, he said after that fight, he said, "Terrence, I'm coming for the motherfucking belts," and he stood on business, right? Okay, the matchmakers knew what time it was. They didn't want Errol to take that fight. He take the fight. He lose the fight. Errol Spence hasn't made $1 for the PBC in 2 years. In 2 years. Now you telling them to ask their other cash cow to go fight the nigga out of this dude's stable who the boxing expert considered the most skilled boxer in that weight class, in boxing. It's a
Who you
risk.
referring to?
It's not whether Tank will lose, but you should understand that the PBC may not want to take that risk. It's too risky and the reward might not be as great. So that's my thing. It's just saying Tank done made the money. He doesn't need these guys like they need him to make the money. You see what I mean? So that's my take on the whole Tank thing.
Okay, so I hear what you're saying, too, Rich, and you're saying that Tank doesn't fight top level competition, right? And that's
Well, what I'm
true.
saying, he doesn't have to make the money. He doesn't have to. They trying to get to where he getting to. He's
Exactly.
making the bag. He can make it doing an easier job.
Rich, they're prize fighters, so they're all trying to get a bag, right? Which is why they all want to fight him. And
Yeah.
you keep on saying he doesn't take tough fights. And you were referring to who when you were talking about fight the other guy that people consider the best. I assume you're talking about Shakur.
Well,
Do y'all not
Shakur,
think
I mean,
Roach
of
is
course.
one
I
of the
mean, but
best?
to me, even when Devin was there, it's just that they weren't gonna take the risk, man. I think it's a style matchup thing that it's risky, not a guarantee to who loses, but it's the best fight in boxing. I mean, it's the most 50-50 fight in boxing. Both of these guys are highly favor over everybody else. So it only makes sense to make those two guys fight. But if Tank loses, he stands to lose a lot more than what Shakur would lose if he lose the fight. So that's all I'm saying. I can understand from a PBC perspective, we can take other fights that we don't have to take that risk. Crawford already destroyed every goddamn thing. Now you want us to fuck with Shakur Stevenson? The
Tell
matchmaker
Shakur to
gonna say,
take
no,
what
man.
he deserves.
That's your opinion. Right about
Shakur want half the pie.
a lot of
Well, he deserves it.
and a lot
No,
of
he don't. No,
Do
he
y'all
don't.
not hear me talking? Do y'all not hear me talking? So some people think that he is what you think he is, and a lot of people just don't feel that way, right? So here's the thing, Too Rich. I hear y'all constantly say Tank don't fight nobody. He does not, I guess, challenge himself, and y'all feel like Shakur will be a challenge for him, and he very well may be, right? But while y'all criticizing Gervonta Tank Davis, who are these other gentlemen fighting? So they're all hinging their career on Tank. Is what I asked that question earlier, and I still have not gotten an answer.
To
I
want
mean,
as much as
yeah,
they want, they ain't doing shit in their fights.
but I mean, that's what they're doing wrong. They're chasing Tank, but he the cash cow just like everybody try to get a Canelo fight. That just come with the business. You got the crown. People want the crown. That's not normal. Everybody want to fight Terrence Crawford now. He got the
But in
crown.
the
He got the crown.
meantime, in between time, you mean to tell me that we can't criticize anybody else's resume? Y'all can pick Tank's resume apart, but we can't criticize these other guys' resume because they waiting on Tank. They fighting the toughest competition. Is that what y'all telling me?
No, but I don't think that's the matter. It's a matter. It's an old saying. Like if you ever been a supervisor, if you ever been, ran some shit, you work your workhorses the hardest. You see what I'm saying? Tank is the
Yeah,
leader
but
of the sport. We need him to put on. We need him to put.
wanting the crown and actually getting to the crown, and when you get to the
the hell
crown,
happened
you
to
tell the
Torres?
crown you want more than you're worth. The crown's gonna say fuck you. Well, you ain't good. You
Hold
gotta
on.
you gotta want less.
Hold on, D1. Too Rich, what happened?
Got me.
Too Rich.
I got a jet anyways, Jad.
You might
Thanks
have
for
cut
having me.
out.
I
All right,
appreciate
baby.
you.
No
I
problem.
All
appreciate
right,
you.
D1.
Fellas, be
Hey,
good, be safe,
D1. Hey, can I say
everybody.
something, D1, real
All right,
quick?
D1.
Hey, D1.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, you don't be having no set schedule when you do lives?
No, I do. I go live Friday every 10 o'clock Friday night. Every
All right,
Friday.
I
I'll
got
be
you.
there every
Hey, Jack,
single
let me
time.
land my
I'm never
let me
canceled.
land my
Come
plane
on.
right here. And I'm gonna get off. I'm
All
gonna
right, I
land my
got
plane.
you.
I'm
Go
gonna
be
close
safe,
out.
fellas.
I
Check
got
me
you.
out Friday, 10 p.m.
I got you.
Take a look at when I listen to y'all talk right about Tank, right? And most of y'all that's Tank fans, you're Errol Spence fan. We all were Errol Spence fan. When y'all talk about Errol, he was a dog. He collected those belts one by one. He beat the guy. He unified. Y'all talk about him glowingly about the way he did it. And then when it comes to Tank, it's like it's a whole nother category. It's a whole nother way that he's supposed to be great. This different to me. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford was the same. They was guys that were going for the belts, going for those. You gonna face them guys if you going for the belts. So all of a sudden we got one kind of way. This is what great is, and then on the other side, y'all saying no. This another way to be great. I don't understand that. That's all I'm saying. I don't get the two different things. It should be one way to me.
Okay, so here's the difference, right? So EJ was more about the belts, right? He wanted to become undisputed. Gervonta is about his money. He said that several times. So the way we talk about them differently is because they've expressed different paths and different things they want out of their career. So that's why we talk about them differently. Gervonta has never said he wanted all the belts. Gervonta has never said he wants to be undisputed. He wants to be unified. He's never said any of that. What did he say several times? I'm here to get my money and I'm gone. He's made no gripes about that. So the fact that I think that I get upset, and I won't speak for anybody else, I get upset is because it's like niggas act like they never heard him say that before. Or they act like when he makes moves that justify what he said out of his mouth, they can't understand it. We have to just understand that we're in an age where some of these boxers don't want to be great. They want their money and they want to be gone out of the sport. So what I suggest is that we let them get their money and get the hell on out the way for the niggas who do want to get in here and bang it out and want to get belts. But to be honest with you, a lot of these niggas only go for these belts so they can get a bigger bag.
Okay, but so what I'm saying, okay, if one guy want the belts and we brag about who he fight, one guy want his money. So it shouldn't be hard to say where the guy that want his money might not be facing top competition, because that's the only difference.
So I mean, if you can say that that's the only difference, there's another difference too. Neither is none of these other niggas. I didn't see Shakur and Devin fight. The only person that fought 2 out of the 4 kings was Ryan. I don't see Teofimo fighting the toughest top competition in his weight class. He would have fought Gary Antoine Russell, or he would have fought Richardson Hitchens, or he would have fought Keyshawn Davis. I don't see Shakur doing that either. Everybody wants to fight Gervonta Tank Davis for what? The bag. He's already getting his money, so I get your point. Maybe he don't want to fight top competition, but I mean, shit, he's fighting niggas that's already bigger than him in size and got arm reach over him, got every advantage over him in the goddamn world. What other competition do you want him to fight?
Hey, I want to say something real quick
You
about
can
that.
go ahead, T.
No, that's Rich. Go ahead, Rich.
All right, I want to say something. Right, Tio went up to 140 and fought the best person at 140. So
which was
that's
who?
that was Josh Taylor. He was currently ranked the number one, and he had all the belts.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So he had mainly all the belts. So I'm not gonna sit there and put that on Tio that he ain't fight the best competition. And second, he was at 135 around the time 2019 to 20. Lomachenko was arguably the best at 135. So he fighting the number 2s or the number 1s. Second, when you talk about like Shakur and all that stuff, yeah, Shakur haven't fought the best competition at 135. He been at other weight divisions too, and he still got time left. Same with Devin Haney. Devin Haney only 26 or 27. I don't even like Devin Haney, but that man is young, and he got a career ahead of him. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if we don't put bad bones on him and say that he on drugs and shit like that, and try to like make
Rich,
the
land your
black
fucking plane,
put the
because you
black
always got some slick ass shit you trying to include in
no,
your comments. You've been doing that all show, and I gotta be honest, it's irritating the fuck out of me.
Wow. I'm saying unless we don't diminish his career or whatever, he like that's what we doing, right? So
We're not diminishing anybody. What I'm trying to make is a
20,
comparison to Rich said that we have to put the onus on Rich on Tank. All I'm saying is you gotta spread it around, because the rest of these niggas are not fighting each other either.
As far as Tank go, Tank got a good Tank to me is a I feel like he could be a Hall of Fame. He definitely a Hall of Fame. He definitely got a good career. But I also fuck with Tank, and I fuck with the mother fighters. I don't fuck with them like I fuck with Shakur. I'm gonna keep it real. But
we know that it's seeping through your pores, baby.
Nah, if we see, but if I say something to y'all, then this go ahead, get off this panel. Come on, man. But
Rich, like I've never kicked you off my panel, so stop it.
But
and you deserve to be kicked off several times.
At the same time, do y'all Tank fans? This is what I want to know. Do y'all, if he retired today, will y'all be satisfied with his career? Will y'all be like, damn?
Absolutely not. I won't.
Okay, then.
Next question.
That's enough be said. I would hate if Shakur retired today. I'd be like, damn, man, this nigga career was some ass. I'm gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? I don't know too many of y'all would keep it real about that.
So will I, Rich, and I just told you that. And we've had this conversation several times. So why y'all come on my panel and act like I'm just some goddamn zombie running around here after Gervonta's ass? I really don't know. Y'all must not know me, and y'all must not pay attention. I've said several times I want him to fight Shakur Stevenson because, frankly, I'm tired of this whole goddamn conversation. I don't think Shakur is who y'all think he is. So that's the number one reason I want them to fight. And I really just want the shit to get settled because I'm tired of y'all talking about the shit. That's the truth. But if we're keeping it 100% real, right. Gervonta has done exactly what he said he wanted to do: get his money.
Right. And I just want to say one last thing though, man. And please, man, if he do beat Tank, please don't come up here talking about no SNAC. And I'm definitely gonna wonder who raised y'all. I'm gonna come and meet the person who raised you, nigga.
Yo, Jab Queen, I gotta get out of here real quick.
Bother with your nonsense.
Yo, Jab
okay,
Queen.
all right, Manager Marty. Thank you.
I know I wanted to say something.
Manager Marty, my guy.
Marty, find out who raised you niggas.
Rich, I'm gonna put your ass off.
Salute to
today or the night. The first time I throw your ass off my panel.
Yo, salute to everybody. Thank you, Jab Queen. Oh, I hear a lot of feedback.
Thanks for stopping by, Manager Marty.
Yo, so no, I was gonna say somebody got the feedback. My fault.
I just muted all of them. Go ahead.
So thanks for having me, Jab Queen. You know, the thing is that amazes me is that nobody on SNAC, Terrence Crawford included, no one on SNAC, no one has ever did an interview, has ever said my name, has ever rebutted anything that I ever said. None of them have ever said they had an issue with what I said. None of them have ever come out to dispute anything that I said. None of them have never raised no issues about anything that I said. I'm talking about all of them that been on SNAP. But it amazes me how people who don't even know these individuals, never met these individuals, do not know them personally, they're more animated and emotional about me talking about it than the actual fighters. So what that tells me is there's a lot of guys who are idolizing humans, right? We all flawed individuals, right? Guys will go to the lowest of low to insult me because of the things that I say, which are true. And on top of all of that, Terrence Crawford was arrested, or no, he wasn't even arrested. He was detained.
Look, police.
Rich, I swear to God.
Hold on. He was detained, right? He was detained. That was true. He called Victor Conti. That was true. Everything that I said was actually true. Now, Rich, if you have a problem, you said you only saw 5 minutes of something that I said. So that means you never even went on my channel to do any research on anything that I say. You only did 5 minutes of what I said about Terrence Crawford being detained. Okay, he was detained. What difference does it make? You know what I mean? And I told you about my rebuttal to what you said about who raised me, and I left that alone. You came back out and you said I'm on my knees. Bruh, all of that was unnecessary. I let the first joint slide. But this is my thing. Everybody always quick to insult, talk gangster, and talk tough, and be hiding behind avatars. I don't even know what you look like. I don't know you. This is my first time encountering you, and you're already talking about I'm on my knees. It sounds like you're actually on your knees. You getting more mad about what I'm saying about Bud Crawford. And I asked you, was you a fan of his? And you never answered me. You sidestepped it and you said, I'm a fan of boxing. But you sound like you're a fan of him. I'm not mad at Crawford. I like him, but but I'm just saying, like, you sound like
Man, I'm defending
idolize him.
anybody. I'm defending anybody when it comes to false allegations. I don't
I never,
condone
I
You ain't
never,
no
I
nobody
never.
lawyer. Shut up,
I
boy.
don't
But
condone
All right,
Rich,
no rat
Rich, we're
activity. I
done.
don't condone
Rich,
We're done.
no
but
bitch activity. No.
you sound like a dick eater though. You sound like a dick eater,
All
homie.
right, all right.
You sound
Y'all
like a
getting
straight
way
dick
too
eater.
emotional about other
Yeah,
men on
like
my channel.
you
It's
being
really
more
getting
emotional.
ignorant.
He being more emotional, disrespecting me. Never met me, don't know nothing about me over what I'm saying about Terrence. He don't even know Bud. I bet you he don't even know Bud. Never even met the man probably. But you sound like a dick eater, idolizing another man. You getting all, then you call me the police. Like all that don't matter, bro. Everybody's saying all this. Everybody know what I look like, right? So I got to get shots thrown at me, and everybody know what I look like. I take it because it comes with the territory. But it's like I don't know what you look like. I don't know you. You don't even show your face, homie. So that's all I'm saying. And it's
She gonna
all
kick
that,
me off if I talk, man.
Rich, no,
bro,
I'm not. Just be
bro,
I'm gonna
respectful, bro. And how long we gonna go
all
on with this
that,
conversation?
she gonna
yeah,
kick me off if
bro,
I talk.
I'm not
all
gonna
that,
kick you
but
off, Rich. I put you
She
backstage.
gonna.
I didn't kick you off.
but Rich, all that tough talk is no. You don't know me, Rich. You never even met me, homie.
Man, you the police, man. They gonna go back to your interviews if something did happen, man. They gonna be like, look at this
That
nigga,
don't
man.
have nothing to do with me,
God
You the
nigga.
damn it.
police.
Well,
You
look,
the
damn it.
police, man.
Well, fuck it.
You the
I'm his
police,
deputy.
man.
Lock Crawford the fuck up. If I was
All
there,
right, y'all.
me and
All right,
me and
all right, all right.
Omaha
homie.
PD
That's
would
all
have
right.
took
All
him the
right.
fuck
Enough
down.
said, y'all.
Would
All
have
right.
took that
You know
hooligan down.
what? We've been up here all this time. We didn't get
At
Boots
least you
fight.
keep it
No
real, man.
upcoming fight.
These niggas
What
I'm
don't,
what's
sorry,
going
man.
Jab
on?
Queen.
Stop talking while I'm talking, Rich. You just have these outbursts. What is wrong with? Are you
You're a dick
special?
eater. That nigga
Man,
a dick
Jamarty,
eater.
stop. So listen, let's switch to something else, y'all. What do y'all think about Boots fight coming up this weekend?
Boots gonna clean that man clock.
That's
He
facts.
can't fuck with him.
Clean.
For sure.
He icing that
That
man. You know what I'm saying?
undercard
Matter
is
of fact,
trash. If I must say so, that undercard is hot
hold
garbage.
on, hold on, Jack Queen. Let me say something real quick. Boots is about to do to this man the exact
Somebody got
same
some crazy
what he
background.
would do to Terrence Crawford, and Crawford knows it, and he's about to watch in fear and act like he ain't see the fight, but that man knows what he's running from, and Boots is about to demonstrate it on
I need,
Saturday. I think what he do.
Sin, I need that strain on what you smoking, my guy. I really
Oh,
need that
oh, oh,
strain. I'm in
I
Seattle, man.
got you. I
I'm in
got you.
Seattle, the land of the best trees. So I'm gonna need that strain so I can grow it to sell
Oh,
it to
shit.
people.
I'm
Cause
in
the shit you
Ohio.
smoking must be sold in stores.
I just got to Ohio. You know what I'm saying? But it
You know
ain't
what
as
I'm
good as that
saying?
snack pack. It ain't as good as that snack pack. I promise you that. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as you can get the plug on that, please let me know. I need the purest shit. I need that shit
Hey
Crawford
yo,
got. That shit that
I
glow in
gotta
the
go
dark.
coach. I gotta go coach the youngins, man, doing this football practice,
Oh,
man. I'm
it's
gonna get at you
daytime where
guys.
you at doing that?
Oh, I'm coaching Little League football, man. Coaching these youngins up.
Salute, man.
Thanks for
For
paying.
real. I respect that.
No, I
All
told
right,
you,
baby.
I've already beat the case. It's off. It's been off.
I will work on my damn kid. All right.
Salute,
Have
everybody.
a good day.
Salute.
All right.
Bye. Yeah, it's outrageous. Ugh. All right, y'all. Let's get some closing arguments. Rich, I'm gonna get you. Let's go ahead. Sing. Go ahead, baby. Close. Please say something.
Yeah.
What's going on?
All I'm gonna say is, man. Well, when it comes down, like I said, when it comes down to snack, I just feel like it's nothing but underconfident fighters over there that know that they lack, and that's why they're willing to deal with the scrutiny of the conversations that we're having, and they know that they have minions who will get out here and defend them harder than they can ever defend themselves. In fact, a couple of defenses that have been made, it seems like they've been more incriminating than defensible. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to just PEDs, any form of cheating in boxing, where everybody needs to realize is that boxing is a blood sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are putting their lives on the line. So when people get done a certain type of way and you're looking for an unfair advantage over your opponent, it's felonious on the highest level, because it's a blood sport and people could lose their lives in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So when we call out the things we see, at the end of the day, we ain't trying to get nobody locked up or nothing. But if that's what's to come with, if that's what comes with it, then that's just what comes with it. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So be it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just us making the observation at the end of the day. And it's just sad that it's come to the point where YouTube investigators have become more proficient than the actual body of investigators that get paid to do these jobs, because we can see it over here on TV. We ain't making nothing to fuck up, but everybody else is mad at us for, just acknowledging what we see. And at the end of the day, Crawford soft as fuck. And I'm gonna leave you with that. I appreciate you having me, Jab Queen.
Sing.
As always,
Always
it's a
sing.
pleasure.
Thanks for stopping by.
All right, so
Hey, peace, Rich. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you better back off Marty, man. Ain't no Marty slander, bro. We ain't doing
uh,
that, Rich.
all right, man. I just
Uh,
want to say something, man.
All right, sing.
Shout outs to Sin that just got off. He a real Earl Spence fan. Shout out to the guy that's up there right there, cause he know how to shut the fuck up and be a fan. Buzz Boxing, that's my man.
Rich, you doing too
Nah,
much.
he know how to do that. He really know how to do that. And nah, it ain't. I don't got no problem. I do got a problem because I don't like. It's cool to be in suspicion and say that you did something. The game is red, basketball is red, or this guy on this, or something like that. Or you can have your suspicions, but when you go hours and hours and talks, and every platform I'm on, I was on a platform with this same person, and he tried to say some stuff about Brian Norman Sr. Brian Norman Sr. just got off the platform. He gonna say some slick stuff. Brian Norman Sr. made the guy look like a fool on there. Had him stuttering and all that stuff, trying to claim that Brian Norman was on PDs or whatever. I don't know what he was doing. But it's just sad that you guys tear down a black person like that, man, just because a nigga good or just because you trying to gain something out of it. If you really ain't got no 100% proof, you shouldn't be up on these platforms like really pushing it for years, days, or whatever how long you doing it, man. And not saying that I'm trying to teach you how to run your shit, how you make money, but you definitely gonna get some criticism for that. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't get mad at it. Cause you gotta look in the mirror at yourself and be like, damn, what the fuck am I doing? 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, damn, I spent the whole year talking about one fighter. That's some crazy stuff, man. You gotta really look at yourself in the mirror, man. I literally went over there. I asked Thank Father. I said, damn, Thank Father, you be over here? The nigga was talking about Terrence Crawford getting locked up. I'm like, what the fuck? Like he trying to defend the police. He's trying to say, oh, did this really happen? Come on, man. You hot. You a hot ass nigga. You a rat. That's what the fuck you is, man. That's why I asked the nigga who raised him. Cause ain't
Yeah,
nobody
but Rich, you don't bring people parents and people.
ain't no one on earth. If you only been raised on, you've been around some fucked up
Rich,
people.
don't
If
talk about people's family, bro.
I'm
It
not
doesn't matter. If you want to go at him or discredit him, that's one thing. But when you talk about who raised you, now you get into people's heritage and people's family and all of that shit. I'm asking you not to do it. If
okay,
you wherever you
but
go and you want to do what you want to do it over there, bro. Don't be doing that shit over
nah.
here. That's
Okay,
rude, man.
okay. Yeah, that was wrong for saying that. But I'm just, it ain't really about like talking about nobody fan. It's just like I want to know was he raised by like. Nah, I can't keep talking about that. You right, man. You right. But that shit's just sad, man. And like it's that shit remind me of like a little ass kid that like he gonna be a bitch when he grow up or something.
Oh my god.
Like that shit just remind me like when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, damn man, you want them got kids
Land
that
your plane,
at
Rich.
3 years old, 4 years old, you was like, man, he gonna be a bitch. That's how he
Rich,
remind me of.
land your
So,
plane.
but yeah, I'm done, man. That's all.
Okay. Have a good night, love.
Uh,
Too Rich. What's up, baby?
Okay. The Boots Lima fight, man. I hope he do. I'm not a big believer in Boots right now. I see the talent, but it's something about his path that just bothers me. I look at the face off. You got that book bag on and your hat turned to the side. I don't know how to gauge him. We know he got talent, but I just feel like it might be another Karen type fight. I'm not sure. But I hope he do well. Don't get me wrong. I hope he get up there and maybe he know he at 154. Hey, you got to be a dog, or they're gonna eat you. But we'll see. But it's boxing changing. We watching the change. We watching the change. The A sides are falling off. Even Tank, I get it. He got Jake Paul coming up, but it ain't the same vibe. All the negative stuff done reach mainstream boxing with Max Kellerman and those folks, and they talking real bad. It's just not the same. So we got to look forward, and we gonna win by what you said. These guys now got to. Don't worry about Tank. Fight each other, man. Just fight each other. Find a 50-50 fight. And the promoters, too. Risk them. Ain't no more pay-per-view stars. If Tank gone and Canelo not the same, there's no other pay-per-view star. So crash them out. Make them fight each other. Let's see who the best. Let's get boxing back to I think the Crawford Canelo fight was big because look at the odds. It was 50-50. That money was flowing both ways. You see what I mean? And that's what we need. Look at the Boots Lima fight. It's a freaking negative 3,000. This is like not even a fight, supposedly, on paper. But we got to get boxing back to the competition stage. And if they don't, TKO gonna beat them out. I'm telling you that now. It's gonna take some years, but they're gonna beat them out if they put on top competition. Because at the end of the day, we watch pro box. Why? Because they're showing fights. If TKO starts showing fights, guess what? We're gonna watch them too. That's just the way it go. You know what I mean? So that's all I got.
Yeah, you know what, too, Rich? I don't completely disagree, but I do think that people aren't really looking at the fine print of that TKO shit. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, it won't end up like a UFC situation because it just alarms me that Dana White is who you would go to get to help you build something for boxing when he's not generally known for paying his fighters their worth. So that's the only thing that really bothers me about that. And then they tried to alter the Ali Act, specifically the protection. So these are just some red flags that I have questions about. But to your point, I mean, I agree. They all need to be fighting each other. I really think that it's Mayweather's fault. And I say that because these guys that grew up watching him are so protective of those O's that they don't really want to get in there and take any risk. So
Yeah.
to your point about that, I definitely do agree with that. But I do think they all need to be fighting each other. I'm so sick and tired of these, who the fuck is that guy fights. You know what I'm saying? But we've been getting those for quite some time now.
Yeah. And,
You know?
and you know, you get ready for the weight jumping, the weight class jumping to
Oh yeah.
start
Oh
because
yeah.
we already watching Lamont Roach move up 2 weight classes. Because now we realize these guys ain't gaining weight; they just losing less weight. That's all they doing. But it looks
Mm-hmm.
good on paper. On paper, to sell to the audience, it looks good though. You know, so like Shakur Steve, I'm looking at his odds. You face the number 1 ranked guy, and you are still like a minus 1600. He's gonna have to move up weight classes to find a fight where people think somebody could beat him.
Exactly.
He gonna have to do it. That's just the way it go. But we'll see how it go out. But I'm looking forward to the
And
fight
I
this
haven't
weekend.
heard anything else about the Tio fight. Have you?
Yeah,
What
I don't
happened with
think that
that?
fight man. T.O. ain't gonna fight nobody. Man, he ain't gonna fight no black guy anyway. He'll fight an
Yeah,
astronomical
that's what
black
I
guy, but
said.
yeah,
That's
he
what
ain't
I
fight no
said
black
too.
guy.
I said the same thing. He talked that
Yeah.
shit about black fighters, but he ain't getting in the ring with one.
Nah. He ain't gonna do that. I don't believe in T.O. He got the talent, but they still from the generation of, like you say, Floyd Mayweather. They trying to pick and choose, and so these new fighters ain't gonna be able to do that. They're gonna have to fight. So
Well,
it is
that's
what it
but you
is.
know what's crazy? I think they are doing that though. Like a lot of these guys coming up, and I don't know if you watch a lot of like pro boxing stuff, but those niggas is in there getting to it.
Man,
They
they
will get
getting
in
to
there
it
and
on.
really shake some shit up. They really are. Like I watch that low key more than I watch anything else. If I'm being real, I'll watch
Oh
a
yeah.
pro box fight in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But to your point about Boots, I get what you're saying, and I hear everybody. He's not fighting nobody. This is like the conversation that's been surrounding him for quite some time now. So after this fight, let's see what he does at 154 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Because I want him to I want him to get his respect. I see the talent, but you're right. You know what I'm saying? We got to see how far we can test the talent. But if the guys that he's fighting and beating continue to go on to win after that, doesn't that show how good he is too? Too Rich? Can you hear me? I guess he went out. Well, all right, y'all. That is our time for tonight. Uh, it got a little hectic up here. We'll try to keep it a little less um, heavy, I guess. But we have some interesting topics, so obviously it's going to spark a little controversy. But y'all know the rules, man. When y'all get on my panel, please refrain from disrespecting one another. Y'all can disagree without disrespecting. I just don't understand why y'all can't seem to comprehend that. But anyway, I will see y'all Saturday. I don't think that we are going to do a double because that whole card is kind of ass. The only fight I really want to see is Booch, just to see how he does at 154, his introduction. That undercard, nah, I'm good on it. I will peek at Zay Quinn to see what he got going on. I kind of like the little nigga. He doing all right actually. So I want to see how he does in that fight, and then obviously I'll be watching the Boots fight. So pull up on Saturday, y'all. We will be. I'm not even gonna do fight predictions. I guess we'll just talk about the upcoming fights of the rest of the month because y'all know we got a jam packed month so far. And there was some other things that I wanted to talk about with y'all. So I will see y'all Saturday. Y'all have a great night if it's night where y'all are, because apparently band up is somewhere in the daytime. But y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening, guys. Until next time, y'all know what to do, baby. Catch me on a panel. Mama is gone.